Welcome to episode 247 of the Overlook Hour. I'm your host, Clark Little. Along with me, as always, is the man over in Oakland, California. He goes by the name of Randy Michael Stamp.
That is me, and that is my name that I go by. What's up?
Have you ever gone by another name?
I've had people call me Randall, although my real name is actually just Randy, but I allow it sometimes.
Who has called you Randall outside of me for comedic purposes?
A couple people I've worked with in the past.
Really? They just take the assumption they call you Randall?
Yeah, I don't know. It's like a term of endearment, you know?
But non-ironically. Like they're just saying, hey, Randall, can you help me with this computer thing?
Not so much like that. Just like, yeah, I don't know. Just in conversation, not in a work situation, I guess.
Also joining us is Russell John Fisher. Russell, what do you think about this? People just out there in the wild calling Randy Randall.
I don't know. It's a type of person that does that shit.
They'll usually ask, and I'll say, no, it's actually just Randy, but if you want to, that's fine.
You look like a Randall.
Yeah, I do look pretty square.
It's hip to be square.
It is.
Amen.
Randy, if you had a baby, you'd be a hot dad.
Okay. I'm trying to get that dad bod going, you know what I'm saying?
But without the baby, you're just Randall.
Now, Russell, I mean, but with you, like, but see, you're the opposite, because you've got Russell, but people call you Russ. You're fine with that.
Not normally.
Rusty.
Not me. We call you
fuck,
Russ.
dude, not call me
Rusty.
Rusty.
Yes.
Here, do you want that? You want the sound drop?
Rusty.
Yeah.
Rusty. I feel...
We've never set up that clip. You know what? I've decided I'm not going to. No context. Found footage for life. She was referring to me, though. That's not my name. That's not my name.
Now, Oksana, you say... Oksana Valeriana Osachi is also joining us. Do you call Russell Russ, or you just call him Russell?
Russell.
Yeah.
She calls me Master. Thank you.
Unironically, that's what you want to happen.
Yeah. You too. You're next.
I think his dad called him Russ.
Yeah, he adopted that like not too long ago. I don't like it. It's fun. People.
But your mom calls you Russ.
Yeah, as long as people are calling me, I'm good.
Call me maybe.
I was thinking Blondie.
Call me anytime.
There you go.
Okay. Joining us on the show this week is Calvin McCarthy. Calvin directed a film called Amityville Poltergeist, which is available now for rental. And Calvin also tells us tales from his new movie, which is currently in post-production right now, Mutant Vampires from the Planet Neptune. Calvin's a great guy. We got hooked up with Calvin through a mutual friend of the show, Zach Carter, who's been on many times and maybe on again. I can't predict the future. We all love Zach, but Zach is full of lies. So we don't know if Zach will be on again.
He also has a baby on the way. He might be.
Does he have a baby? Does he?
They could have faked that ultrasound.
I've never seen it. That's all I'm saying.
Love you, Zach.
Yeah, so enjoy, Calvin. Great talk. But before we get to all of that, Oksana's got to tell us about movies coming out. Go.
All right. The first one needs absolutely no more promotion than it already has.
So skip it.
Shoved down our throats. Quiet Place 2 comes out Friday the 28th. Also coming out Friday the 28th. I'm like, I was excited for this movie 6 months ago, but
That's still kind. I don't think I was ever excited for it.
Funhouse is also coming out Friday the 28th.
Oh, Funhouse looks good.
That panda head, I feel like, is
Polygon Panda head.
sitting in the BFG kitchen table.
No more plugging them.
When 8 celebrities from around the globe are invited to compete in an online reality show, they soon realize
You almost had it. You almost had
they
it.
soon realize that they are playing for their very lives, as those voted off suffer horrific consequences broadcast live to the entire world.
Love it. What is the chance that this is a bait and switch found footage movie, though?
Strong.
I think it's going to be a hybrid.
Ooh, break the internet. or it breaks you.
Oh, look at that poster too. Now the poster is a girl strung up by her legs and her arms, and it looks like she's about to be pulled apart by many a horse. And on top of that, there's a opaque screen with like 8 dudes in it screaming.
There's women in there.
Yeah, that's half and half.
Now they're all
That's like
bros.
I bet it was like a one-way mirror that they like, made a window or whatever.
Well, it's supposed to be like a laptop screen, right?
No,
I don't know.
I don't
That's
know.
how I read it.
I have no idea.
It looks like they're in a police interrogation room.
All right, what else you got? I do want to see that. Is that getting theatrical or just VOD?
select theaters and VOD. So
just
I
VOD,
really doubt
yeah.
it's gonna play out here. Although I 1000% would love to see it in a theater.
Yeah.
That same day, Women will be out. Select theaters and streaming.
Oh, they let them out?
A small town detective investigates into a sociology professor when a mutilated body is found and women have gone missing from his class. I read a sentence.
For the record, the last word was class and you pluralized it, so I'll give you a 95.
All right, Randy, cut my applause out. She didn't deserve it, apparently.
I haven't really heard anything about this.
About women? I think they're doing good.
I don't know
They're not
about
getting
women.
paid as much as they
Randy,
should.
what do you know about women?
I saw the prequel, Little Women. That was pretty good.
I heard Clark hung out with one.
There are monsters.
Is that it? Is that it? Or,
Yeah.
I hope it
so
didn't
what
come-
is women? What?
Well, a small town detective investigates
Okay.
the social. Yeah, I don't know. Women looks like a movie I'd love to watch with you.
All right, so this is another VOD.
Yeah, select theaters and Shudder. Streaming.
For any questions, queries, concerns, or comments, please direct us at podcast@overlooktheater.com, Stitcher, Google Play, iTunes, the other one. Find us, like us, comment, tell a friend, tell an enemy. Not any of my business what you do on your own personal time. The Overlook Hour is available on Facebook as The Overlook Hour. The Overlook Hour is available on Twitter, The Overlook Hour. The Overlook Hour is available on Instagram as The Overlook Theater, and The Overlook Hour is available on YouTube as The Overlook Theater. Find us, like us, comment, tell a friend, tell an enemy. Randy.
Enjoy the rest of the episode.
Boo. I screamed until my lungs caught fire, unheard from the bottom of the well. Then I murmured memorable quotes from James Wan movies like Aquaman and Fast and Furious 7, including Dom Toretto's observation, "You can't tell someone they love you," unheard from the bottom of the well. What?
That was terrifying.
Just in time for Fast 9 coming out in a month.
Oh my god, I'm so excited.
Wait, was this a sponsored 2-sentence?
Did French fry sell out?
Oh, it's French fry. Never mind.
French fry sold out.
Well, maybe he's working for an ad
To
agency.
Big Fast and Furious.
No, we figured it out. He's working for Paramount or something.
Am I the only one here who's a fan of the Fast and Furious franchise?
Define fan.
Also, yes.
I appreciate. These are my favorite superhero movies. I'll take a Fast and Furious over a Marvel movie any day of the week.
Yeah, that checks out. Wow.
Oh,
How's it already got a rotten score?
33%.
How? Is it out?
Critic screenings.
Damn.
There are 6 reviews.
Read them.
It goes through the motions with more energy than intoxication. Oh, you're so proud of yourself, aren't you, Owen Gleberman from Variety?
Can we send him a clip?
Unless Fast 10 involves time travel, it's hard to see how this franchise could top itself. And based on the often dull, always bloated results here, it seems foolish to try, said John DeFore from The Hollywood Reporter, as he's a top critic.
Wow. That was word salad and it lacked a punch. That was garbage.
Hey, John DeFore, you know what else is bloated? Your sentence structure.
wait a minute.
There's a little key on your keyboard that's called backspace. Maybe you should use it more often.
All right, we're gonna have to get a lawyer on the phone because I think you're stealing Clark's bit that he never used.
You know what? I will happily give
Okay.
it over.
Okay.
Oh, you talk about roasted tomatoes?
Yeah. Yeah, is that what's going on here?
Now Fast and Furious has delivered its own very Moonraker, an overblown and shambolic pastiche of former glorers. Oh, God.
You should have powered through it.
I'm out.
Okay, goodbye. You should, dude, if he would have just kept going, we would have never known.
It was a good sentence. I'll pick up where he left off. Now Fast and Furious has delivered its own very Moonraker, an overblown and shambolic pastiche of former glories and franchise callbacks that long outstays its welcome, says James Marsh from the South China Morning Post. What a hunk of snot that sentence is.
Wow.
A shambolic pastiche. Dude, he came when he wrote that. God, the pieces of garbage. You know what? Let's do roasted tomato next week.
Okay.
Coming out. It is very it's frustrating.
Does it make you fast and furious, dude? All right, so we're no closer to figuring out.
I get furious when I fast.
Oh, I don't.
That's the new dude. That should be like a good like health documentary.
Furious fasting.
Yeah, the Fast and the Furious of like how you get angry when you fast. You're not.
That's not a
in.
thing.
Yeah, it's a thing. I'm making it a thing.
Okay. I'm like, I was gonna say when I was doing my on one day like eating, one day not eating, there was a moment at work.
Don't get angry.
At like 2 p.m.
Yeah.
Where I would colors would change and I would feel very zen.
Now what's the longest you fasted?
Oh, I don't know. You mean for health or for like a dare?
It doesn't matter. What's the longest?
In high school, I made a bet with the dude passing in the hallway that we could like, I could eat. I could go longest without eating. I think I went 3.5 days.
Okay, stop. What?
Yeah, and then
okay, no. A guy passing in the hall.
Yeah, I mean
he
was a friend. Yeah.
Okay,
we hung out enough to also the homie, I trusted him too, so it's like he's the only other person that was dumb enough to like really hold to something like that on the honor code.
So how's it happen? It's like, oh, hey, what's up, Paul? Did you see Did you see the new Wild Boys episode? Yeah, it was good. Hey, I bet I can not eat for 3.5 days.
The only thing I can really remember about that was the way it ended. And
in your death?
No, at lunch. We were sitting there. We hung out very far away from the high school because we were cool and edgy. And we were sitting there and everybody was eating. And we were just, I remember I felt like I started hallucinating at a certain point. Like I thought I saw a lady in a red dress. But I don't know. It was one of those things where you're like turning your head and it's like, oh, she wasn't there at the crosswalk. But then we were talking about it and he was like, dude, you know what I want? A fucking burrito. And I was like, damn, I always want a fucking burrito. He was like, let's end this thing right now and split a burrito.
You really went 3 days without eating?
Yeah, 3.5. It was at lunch.
Why?
Because it was a dare.
You are such an idiot.
Dude.
But I believe this 100%.
Yeah.
Because you did that stupid shit with the live stream. You stayed awake for like 48 hours.
That was a product that we put a lot of love and
No,
care
but
into.
you have this little weird gear in your head. You're like, I have to do it.
No, I mean, it's a challenge. It doesn't come up often. And I want to rise to the occasion.
Rise to what occasion?
What do you mean?
Not eat? Like,
No.
what do you get out of that?
Honestly, the marathon. Dude, I love a marathon. Part of it is the brutality.
Well, run one.
I know, right? Well, I mean, oh, God. Yeah, I couldn't run a fucking 100-yard dash. Are you kidding me? Actually, maybe I could. I haven't been telling you because you always berate me whenever I tell you these dumb little challenges I've been doing.
Mm-hmm.
But I did 100 push-ups in a day 2 days ago. Never
again?
That's a bit, yeah. Because I weigh too much to be doing that shit. But I was like, you know what? I got to do it.
Did you do it?
Yeah, I did in intervals, like where it's like, oh, I'll do 10 here and 10 there. And then I worked it up.
And these were all one finger push-ups, correct?
Oh, yeah. No hand push-ups like Jack Black. No, but I did 100 of them. I was like, oh, you can do it.
Yeah.
I'm way close to like fucking 300 pounds. Like, and they're good form too. Fuck you. No
Okay.
butt in the air
I
shit.
didn't say that. I trust it. I trust the process.
Yeah. But I was like, I don't know, it was kind of hurting after that.
Yeah.
So then I haven't been able to return back to it. Like I did it. Also, I'm doing it at work on the concrete floor in a warehouse. And also
Oh my!
I'm shy.
Really?
Yeah. So I don't want people, I don't like it when people watch me work out. So
Dude, you're going full Jared right now, dude.
with Jared, Subway,
No, think
Jared
to a former
Leto.
workplace.
Oh, we did work with the. No, I'm not going to be climbing poles in the
I don't
fucking.
know. He would do push-ups on break.
But see, that's the
in a
difference.
warehouse
But
on
he
the
would do it in
floor.
front of people.
What, do you just go in the broom closet?
No, I would walk in the back and go behind a shelf and do it.
Oh my god! I don't know if that's any better. I don't think this is any
because
better.
it's not a performative thing.
Just do it here.
No, I don't know. It's weird.
50
Also,
when you leave.
I need
50
time.
when you come home.
No, I would do like 20 before my break, 20 before lunch, 20 before the next break, 20 before I leave, and then I did 20 when I got home. I want to do it up to like I want to go high.
Randy, how's is Jim Randy kicked back in?
A little bit. I went on a run yesterday morning. I just
Now
went
you
on a
go-
walk this morning.
Are you doing push-ups too? You trying to match Russ?
No, I have done the hundo in a day though. It's definitely doable.
Randy, how much do you weigh?
Like 138.
Wet. Randy, you're like a
He's bulking up.
I did
dude.
weigh
dude.
140 the other day when I had eaten kind of like shit for a few days, but yeah.
No, I had a conversation with Randy. I think we were going to the Roxy, and he told me there was a period in his life where he was dating broads and lifting weights, and he said he was getting pretty big.
Yeah, Randy used to be 264.
I weighed like almost 150 at one point, and it was like, the 140 to 150 was mostly muscle.
He had a ripped neck. He was really going for that Rollins look.
What were you doing? MMA? You were a cage fighter?
No, I'm just going to the gym. I can gain muscle really easily if I try. I just don't like to try most of the time.
Oh, look at Jack LaLanne over here.
Well, the steroids help. You should mention that, Randy.
Yeah.
He's taking like canine steroids.
I got Rogan's guy on it.
Okay, here's the thing. We're all going to start doing MMA, and then we're going to fight scary thoughts. Dude, it's going to be great. Clark, you in?
I'd kill someone.
Oh, braggadocious boy over here.
You got your gear, I got mine.
Uh-oh.
When I see red, I see red. You understand? I'm protecting everyone by not doing mixed martial arts.
Oh my God.
Not only am I protecting myself, I'm protecting the public.
All right. I guess it'll just have to be me and Randy.
Because I would blow it up on street beefs, baby.
Also, I watched the film. I'm teasing this, so don't start guessing yet. But the characters, that could be you and Randy for a Halloween costume.
Beavis and Butthead.
No, God, come
dude.
on. No. Well, we'll come back to that later. Assuming there's more here. Actually, I have a bunch of shit I want to talk about. Do you guys have anything? You got any food you want to mention? You eating crab cakes or something?
What?
I don't know.
Am I eating crab cakes or something?
Yeah.
What? I'm not some Baltimore trash.
Oh,
Baltimore will get some crab cakes.
no. Yeah, I was kind of bummed out. Last week, I wanted to talk about a game I played on Isolation with the BFG boys. And I didn't. And I love this game. So I'm going to take this time. Oh my God. What the fuck is it called, Oksana? I love it that much. Buzzsaw Bloodhouse. Randy, did you have the privilege of watching me play that on the live stream?
Yeah, I watched for a little bit on Monday. I think I just watched you play that, and then I pieced out shortly after.
Public Combo, I think, released it. They're doing a kind of like it's an indie game, and they kind of gave it a platform, I believe. But it is branded, and you can buy the merch on the Public Combo website. Public Combo, I know we don't normally talk about video games as I never play them, but they kind of go for an old horror film aesthetic. And by old, I mean they do a lot of VHS filter or kind of like blown out film look.
The aesthetic that Randy hates.
Is that true?
Yeah, sort of.
Okay.
Randy has been very vocal on this show. He does not like that.
So, but I mean, it's a video game though. Like it's more of like fake.
Yeah, you know
nostalgia.
Randy the gamer.
I know. Randy, what's do you own a video game system?
I do not know.
Oh, that is not true, Randy.
ColecoVision.
You got a mini NES.
That is true. It's not hooked up to anything though. It's in a drawer.
Have you ever played it?
And it's modded out, dude.
I played it like 3 times.
What'd you play?
I don't know, some old school Nintendo games that someone loaded onto it.
You don't even know what you played.
No, I don't remember. It was a while ago.
He did beat me in
My
Mario
God.
Kart, though.
I got a bad memory.
He beat you in Mario Kart?
Yeah. I've gotten better.
What? How could you get worse? He doesn't even know what game he played. He has the damn system in a drawer hidden under his underwear, like it's like.
I know it's modded out, dude. He's got like 200 games.
Oh God. Okay, so yeah, Buzzsaw Bloodhouse. It's the exact type of game I like, where the format is. So Oksana made a video, kind of reimagining the way that we look at like found footage or like kind of adapting in-world camera film to video game, and you talking about the relationship you have with the platform and kind of interacting with the video game itself. This isn't that so much. It takes the form of a live stream on the internet, and you're watching girls run through essentially a maze of death. So like just to set it up, it's a PC game, and the controls are fucking terrible. If you don't like pre-rendered backgrounds like early Resident Evil and tank controls, this game's even harder because it's tank controls where you move. Do you know what I'm talking about, Clark?
No, but I'm powering through it.
Okay, so you have to orient where you're looking and then press
Well,
forward to walk them.
we don't call them that anymore.
Okay, instead of like a joystick where you can like fluidly move around, you have to like look where you want to walk and then press forward to go there. So you have to stop and turn. It makes playing it a lot harder. Or you make these like wide berth turns. Anyway, the way you
I had a wide berth.
like minutes
I was
ago when you were in the
cesarean.
bathroom. Oh, me too. High five.
Oh, C Brothers.
Yeah.
Randy?
No.
Oh, boo.
Randy was one of those Walmart bursts where the mom didn't even know. She was like, "Oh yeah, I didn't know." Just came out. Also, real show, very disturbing. This game though, so you're watching a girl in a snuff live feed, and there's a chat, Clark. There's a chat. Now, one of the things I always talk
In the
about
game?
in the game, it's fake.
Mhm.
I hope. One of the things in there is, you know how we watch movies like Spree, and you hear how, it's the director had populated all this shit, and a lot of the time you can tell. You're like, that's one voice in a bunch of fake profiles. This game. So look at that chat up there.
Yes.
I don't think you can read any of it. Oh, I mean,
One says, "Die cunt, tie her up and open up her belly.
yeah, they get very sexual in the same vein.
Spill her something out."
Yeah, so the chat is constantly going on the screen, and they donate, which triggers an audio sound, which is very distracting. As again, in this game, the controls are very hard to manage. And you play a girl running through a maze. So it's a bunch of platforming shit. So you jump over blades swinging. You navigate holes in the ground like in Mario. You go through a meat grinding thing. And then there's one room where there's a bunch of chainsaws up through the floor. And you have to like carefully walk through them while they are blaring. And the game really navigates it like overwhelming every sense. It's hard to control. It's hard to look at because there's two options. There's 1997, which looks like what you're seeing up there, like clear, but it looks like an old video game. And then there's Snuff. Snuff looks like a blown out 3 times recorded onto a new VHS tape, like impossible to see anything mode. And then you have the live chat, which is so vulgar and distracting. Like everything is just vying for your attention, and it's incredibly hard. So I think when Randy was watching it sounds like he didn't stick through the whole thing. I actually beat it. I fucking love that game. It's amazing. And I don't know. It's super cheap. It's through Puppet Combo. If you fancy yourself a gamer and a horror fan, I highly recommend checking out that game and then everything else they have, because they really parody film in an interesting way.
I like the game that takes place in a convenience store.
Oh, which one is that? I know the Easter one where you play as like a small child in a mall and you sit on the Easter bunny's lap.
In that one, there's actually a arcade cabinet that's you can play another game.
Oh,
that's in there.
No, they do that a lot.
Yeah.
There's one where you're a ranger and you're up in like a tower.
I know that one.
And the whole playing a game within the game is that, the world's still going on while you're playing a game. So if there's like a killer lurking outside, it really adds a tension. The game design is super smart with all of these.
Oh yeah, Power Drill Massacre is the one that's in the that's the video game cabinet within the convenience store.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that game's tight. And I think their first one was Babysitter Bloodbath, which is kind of like a Halloween thing. I don't know. They're super cool. I had another like tech adjacent thing I want to talk about. I've got a new app that is also found footage adjacent.
What are you, Huey Lewis?
It's called the Citizen app. Do you know about that?
No.
It's a trip, dude. Honestly, I think you would hate it.
What is this? Some political bullshit?
No, no. What it is it reports
Some Charles Foster Kane shit.
So you get live updates all day on crimes happening in your area.
Why do I care?
Here's the thing. It gives you notifications like, dude, yesterday when we were playing D&D, I got a notification that said, man assaulted in front of ramen shop. So what you do is you click it, because these are all within miles of where you are. You click it and there's audio uploads, video uploads, and photos. So people, you know how in like all the movies we watch now, there are people just standing there with camera phones? It's those feeds.
I don't need this in my life.
I know. I knew you would hate it.
I don't need this in my life. Problems do not exist if you don't recognize them.
Exactly. This is anti-ignorance is bliss. And I'll tell you, when at work, I was kind of shocked. I'm like, dude, we're down here in Hunters Point. What they're trying to rebrand as Bayview. They're trying to do the big Hollywood, very stupid. And it's a trip because I'm like, there's nothing going on. Then I get a notification, 10 shots fired. And it's, down the street. And it's like, oh, unconfirmed, police on the way. And a lot of it is like the CB radio stuff. You get a direct feed from there. Damn. Oh, Pacifica, 3 days ago, I got a notification. Whale washed up on the beach. Somebody on the beach is just like, oh, I feel so bad. Because it's just their feed from their phone. It's a fucking whale on the beach.
I would watch that.
Here we go. Okay, hold on. Let me pull it up right now.
If you get any more whale updates, let me know and I'll go look at the whale.
I mean, literally, you could drive out there and be like, hey, what's up, whale?
Yeah.
Getting thrown around by the waves. Okay, let's see what's going on.
Yeah, I feel like George Costanza in the marine biologist episode.
So we got police activity. So even if like fire trucks are driving down the street, it'll be reported on here. Reports of shot fired. That's it's not that close. 1 shot detected. Now, of course, a lot of these shots fired turn out to be like 4 women fighting.
What if they're shots?
That was
fired?
In Brisbane.
What if there's shots of fireball,
vehicle collision, multiple shots detected?
Shots of the vaccine?
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I'm telling you, this is some next level weird voyeurist shit, and I'll tell you, I've never thought about this for any other website, but you know how like Pornhub and shit, they have comment sections.
Pornhub?
Yeah, I've never heard of it either.
I don't know.
Simpson stuff. You know how there's like comment sections?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, who the fuck is commenting? Well, this app has fucking comments on it, and they get fucking weird because a lot of the time people will be like, gunshots fired, unconfirmed, and somebody will be like, RIP little, and it's like, clearly this person knows what was going on, knows the people involved, and is commenting on the post. And you get shit like people start arguing. We had a couple protests out here in the city on Friday, and one of the videos lumped in was a different protest. So people are going in there going like, hey, this is a protest for a local convenience store. Y'all mix it up. And then you can go to a feed and it's just, you're watching it, or you watch a car on fire. I don't know.
Yeah, this is very Russell and very not Clark.
All right. You know what? And it's a little dark. So I'm going to switch it up. I got one more thing I wanted to talk about. Are you ready?
Sure.
I need your help here because I wanted to do a stinger and kind of have go a little bit more radio. And I needed a proper intro for again, we're workshopping this. I'm thinking we call it the TBR. I'm not sure what the R stands for. It could be report or recommends.
I thought, what's that little bumper music?
It's something I made last night.
I like
Nice.
it.
Well, No, you're not supposed to like it. I don't know what to do with it. I can't take a compliment.
Fine, I hate it.
Okay, good.
Shit, you
We're
fucking
good.
idiot.
So the TBR, I've convinced the former guest to be a producer. Now, that may be confusing as later on I try to get another guest, Calvin, to do a similar thing. Although our buddy Thomas Burke,
Yes.
he's going to be chiming in weekly with films I should watch.
Why do you do this to people?
What do you mean? Thomas Burke is great. Again, if you don't know his...
You are such a suffocating,
No, we're building a network here. We're loving film.
gaslighting, controlling, manipulative.
You know, so you started reading BuzzFeed. I'm very happy for you. Here's the thing. So Thomas, he wrote us this great email. See, now we got an email. You see how you do that? You just kind of lightly bully people with friendship.
So now we got two segments in this. There's female bag and
No,
TBR.
the female bag. I mean, this could be. No, but this is the Thomas Burke report.
Oh, TBR. The Thomas Burke
There
report.
we go. Anyway, he said, here's my first recommendation if you haven't seen it. It's a feature film from Matt Johnson called... Good, you want to berate me now or are you going to wait?
Are you kidding me?
Are you going to wait?
You piece of
All
fucking
right,
garbage.
I'm going to go ahead and cut your mic. Called Operation Avalanche,
God damn.
aka the
Turn my
same-
shit back on.
This I did. I only turned it off for a comedic effect.
Randy, how long have you and I been talking about
Right.
Russell to watch this movie?
Several
And
years.
And now Thomas Burke comes along.
with the Thomas Burke report.
The Thomas Burke report.
All right, cut that. Now, where was I reading before I was so rudely interrupted?
You are trash.
A little backstory on the filmmaker is that he likes to run his sets rather guerrilla style. So filming this feature was really interesting because while the film is about a group of rookie CIA agents undercover at NASA, the filmmakers themselves had actually filmed this movie more or less undercover by gaining clearance to film at NASA under false pretenses. They essentially improvised any exchange or dialogue that is in the actual NASA employees you see throughout the film. So he said it's on Prime, Vudu, Plex. However, since this is a rather popular film, it is possible that you've already seen it. So I'll go ahead and throw in a short film recommendation too. I'll get to that after. Operation Avalanche, it's really good. On to the short. No, I took notes, okay? And I knew you guys would be mad. So I thought it would be perfect because you did recommend it. Now, here's my problem with Operation Avalanche. It's such a pat yourself on the back film. It's a movie for guys who like movies kind of thing.
Well,
It's fucking...
let me tell you,
yeah.
that's a common thread in all of his movies.
Oh, okay. And you know what? As far as...
Which I'm fine with.
What I'm interested in, which is, the in-world camera narrative, this is a A+ mockumentary. Like, when you really understand mockumentary and, they're making fun of the format, beautiful example.
Yeah.
And he goes out of his way to make the point through the craft of the film, not through any spoken dialogue. But it opens up with that kind of heavily produced kind of, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, wait, so the filmmaker made that? Like, this is hella flashy, and I thought we were doing... And then it quickly cuts to a dude going, what the fuck am I looking at? And he's like, oh, this is a pitch film. Like, I'm trying to pitch it to and he's like, yeah, this is dumb. I'm out. And I'm like, oh, beautiful. It's perfect. Exactly what I want. Yeah, I don't know. It's the problem I have with the movie, like Operation Avalanche, is it's really good. I don't know. I don't
That's
have a
your
ton
problem?
to say. Like we're not film critics. We don't work for like a fucking newspaper or anything. I'm not. It's just really good. I feel like if this movie had been made 25 years ago, it would have been huge.
Yeah.
Like if eyeballs were more focused on like what was being released, it'd be huge.
I saw this in the theater. Randy, did we see this together?
Probably, yeah.
I believe you
Alamo,
both
maybe?
saw it at the Roxy, I thought.
I saw it at the Embarcadero.
Oh, I'm completely
Oh,
wrong.
okay.
then.
I don't
I saw
remember.
it at the Embarcadero. And by the way, 5 years ago. This came out 2016.
Yeah.
That's how long we've been telling you was.
I know, and I knew that, and I thought I knew I was going to get some guff from y'all. But this is the way to keep me true. I mean, thank you to everybody who listens to this show and recommends movies to me, because I do think that's important. I'm just really bad at following through. So I knew if I had like a little stinger and I really put it out there, I would, I'll commit.
Now you have to watch The Dirties.
I know, but unless it shows up in a TBR report, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that.
The Thomas Burke Report.
Yeah, so I mean, it's really good. One thing I did notice is that it's kind of a throwaway gag. They did the floating pen
Yes.
on the window,
Mhm.
and I was like, "Oh shit! I learned that on the Corridor Crew."
Oh, CC.
You remember? Because we watched it like 3 times. Because
Yeah,
you
with the
motherfuckers who
pen.
love Kubrick really fucking love Kubrick.
Okay. As a reminder, Kubrick's chill. But I love 2001 more.
Then what?
Then, I mean, I am
That was a bit for, or I mean, that was a gag for 2001.
you want to put me as like some sort of like, Kubrick, like, cuckboy.
I get what you're saying. You like the film over the artist.
And again, I don't like space. But 2001, A Space Odyssey.
I don't know, man. You do that
Maybe my favorite film of
You
all
do
time.
that pretty often. Where you're like, I fucking hate Christopher Nolan,
I
but
am a human contradiction. You need to know this. Every personality test that I've taken, I have failed. I don't make sense.
that was pretty good. I like that. Anyway, I wanted to mention that pen on the glass. At a point in the movie, they're talking about how in the beginning of the third act, they start to mention maybe we're in a conspiracy theory here. And one of the other cast points out, you know what that means, right? It's like, it's bullshit. And I thought it was funny because they were blaming the CIA for setting them up. But I'm like, it's pretty well known now that the CIA created that term, conspiracy theory, just for that reason.
Yeah.
To dismiss a dumb idea without even conversing about it. So I'm like, that's pretty cool. I wonder if that was like indirect. But also, it had one of my favorite things that happens in a found footage movie. The footage of somebody digging a hole in a wide frame. Do you remember that? And I'm like, I doubt it was made as like a parody, but like it's such a staple of like the Megan is missing and like, you know what I mean? Like digging a corpse. And it really worked well in the story. Again, they were not.
We dig a hole in the show every week.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of our thing.
All right, is that the end of
No, the short film too. I'll be really quick
Okay.
here. He said, I'd also like to recommend The Nest. Lots of folks haven't seen this one due to the fact that it is unlisted on YouTube. But it is done by those filmmakers who did that famous horror short called The Birch. And it's definitely up there on my favorite found footage shorts. Hope you like it. He sent me a link. I'm going to put a link.
Cronenberg?
I know. It's hard. You can't find it. I tried to look it up on IMDb too. So he sent me a link to direct. Again, if you're a movie sleuth, like many of you probably assume you are or would call yourself.
I would never call myself a
I know.
sleuth.
You're more of a dick.
I'm more of a sloth.
You're a private dick.
I'm a movie sloth.
And I like that too. If you go on YouTube, you can find movies that aren't listed if you go into the hosts video playlist. I know that used to happen. It's one of the things we bonded with Madeline over like 5 years ago. She's like, oh, look at all these movies. And we're like, how the fuck do you find them?
Oh, before her death?
Before her death, R.I.P.
R.I.P.
And The Nest is one of those. I'll put the link on the show notes. Please remind me to do that. But dude, The Nest, it's fucking good. 5-minute short. Opens up with a girl documenting herself, and she's saying, she shows a little bit of footage of her brother switching out some hair care product with glue and laughing at her. And she's like, fuck him. I'm going to get him back. I'm filming him with the girl right now. His girlfriend's going to be pissed because it ain't her. And where we go from there is great. That again, I'll put that up on the blog. We should watch it when we're done recording. It's really good. And I don't know, again, Thomas, thank you. I look forward to doing this. And The Nest that's a banger, dude.
All right, I'll check it out. Send me the link.
Yeah, we'll watch it after this. 5 minutes. You could give me that.
You're not vaccinated. I don't know.
All right.
All right, so that's the end of.
Oh, do you like it that much? I'm going to have to change it if you like it. But okay, you got to workshop the name with me, though. You like the TBR?
Would you hit the button?
The Thomas Burke Report.
Yeah, TBR. Not sure what the R stands for. It could be the Thomas Burke Recommendations, Thomas Burke Review, Thomas Burke Records. I don't know. Email your thoughts. I'll make it into a segment. And I'll give it a stinger.
All right. Are you no more talking?
I got
from
one
you
more
for-
thing.
Oh my
No, I'm
god!
kidding. I got nothing.
All right. How many movies do you have at the end?
One.
All right. Well, you already did one, and the one you did, we told you about 19.
I know, and you know what? I honestly, I think I would have enjoyed it a lot more having gone to the movies with you guys. But it looks like you guys weren't going to the
also,
movies
for
together.
the record, we have tried to get Matt Johnson on the show. We've actually talked to Matt Johnson, and then he did not get back.
So
to
what
us.
happened was I emailed him. I do. We just email people. And I heard back. And they're like, yeah, you're with the Overlook Film Fest. We know you guys. And I went, no, we're not. And then that's where it ended.
Yep.
But
that is not the first time that has happened.
it doesn't happen often. Honestly, with the people we have on this show and the people we don't have, there might be 5 people that avoided us. Maybe.
There we go.
We're pretty on point. Also, I teased earlier at a costume for Halloween for you two as a couple.
Yes.
The leads in this movie could be you and Randy.
No.
Yep. You could
All
do
right,
it.
Well, I'm gonna be cool, guys.
And you'd both love it because you're like these little like film snob motherfuckers wearing like old-timey clothes. You guys would fucking love it.
Who wears old-timey clothes?
You have a fedora.
It's in Mississippi. It's well documented.
No, but you would be Matt Johnson, and then Randy would be the other guy.
Oh yeah, the one that kills himself.
The cooler one. Oh, he kills himself?
He hangs himself. Spoiler.
Sounds about right.
Are we talking Randy?
No, in the movie.
Oh, okay. I for a
No,
minute.
Randy's still with us.
All right. Yeah, I'm done.
Also, Randy, if you do kill yourself, don't hang yourself.
Right.
That's lame.
That's Clark.
Yeah.
Again, this is for the YouTube
yeah.
people.
I don't know.
Go
If
through.
I would do something cool.
That's Randy. Y'all would wear suits, dude. Look, Clark likes it. He's
Randy's,
smiling.
but I don't know if Randy's a suit guy.
I was about to say I'm not a big suit guy.
He's not a suit guy.
No, he's not a big suit guy. He's a little suit guy. He weighs like 130 wet. We know
he's
that.
He's not a suit guy. Randy, do you have a suit?
I have one for
A birthday?
emergencies, but yeah.
Yes, it's an emergency suit.
For an emergency. What are you chasing ambulances
Yeah,
now?
for like emergency weddings, when I don't have anything else nice to wear.
Oh, your alarm on the wall goes off and the red light starts flashing.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, I need my suit. All right.
For special occasions, we'll put it that way.
I do like suits, though.
I know. I've seen you in your zoot suit.
Oh, I would rock a suit, baby.
God, you'd be the coolest clown on the block.
Speaking of the coolest clown on the block, it's Randy Stat. Also, I just licked the microphone.
Oh, that's
Gross.
fucking gross.
At least it's your mic, hopefully.
Yeah, but we've had this Woodstock for 5 years.
Hey, the color's holding though. It's still a like pretty vibrant orange.
Well, we're not outside. We're not on the surface of the sun.
Yeah, but skin particles like landing on top of it and like really getting ingrained in
I
there.
clean this every week.
No, you don't. No, okay. All right, Randy, it's your turn.
So last week I mentioned the Roxy Open, and I haven't been able to go yet. Mostly
Because everything's sold out.
Yeah, things are sold out, which is good. People are going. But I did check out something on their virtual cinema. I think like after I talked to you guys last week, it's called Punk the Capital, directed by James Schneider and Paul Bichot. I think it came out last year actually, but I don't know, might just now be getting a theatrical or digital release. But yeah, it's a documentary all about punk rock and hardcore scene in the 70s in Washington, D.C. Features a lot of bands that I listened to kind of growing up, and like when I started getting into the punk scene, like Bad Brains, Minor Threat, Void, bunch of bands from that area. A lot of interviews with people from there, a lot of like old footage from shows around DC and certain areas, and a lot of interviews with the aforementioned Henry Rollins. And we got Ian MacKaye in here. Jello Biafra is in there. Yeah, it's a fun little doc. I kind of wish I was able to see it at the Roxy, but it was good to watch at home.
Wait, who were the last two you just mentioned? I only know Rollins.
Ian MacKaye was the singer of Minor Threat. He started
Okay.
like the straight edge thing.
Oh.
Yeah. So yeah, straight edge and like kind of that sort of like hardcore scene kind of came out of DC back in the day, and a lot of those bands I listened to, like that was the DC type of shit was kind of the stuff besides like Green Day punk rock I started listening to.
Oh.
Now,
Now,
I got like Dookie back in the day, the Green Day album, when I was rather young, and it was, since they're from here, it was kind of easy to get into that stuff. But yeah, kind of like the DC hardcore punk scene was some of the more like deeper stuff I started to get into back in the day.
You're
yeah,
Fugazi.
Yeah,
I
a little
I
later,
don't do-
but yeah.
I used to listen to it. Not proud.
Listen to what?
Dookie.
Well, everyone did.
I know.
I didn't, because I had standard as a child.
Also, we former guest on the show,
Henry Rollins.
San Francisco film critic David Robson did make it into a Roxy screening.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
He go Paradiso?
He went. I don't know.
I think he saw Eraserhead.
He texted me about Eraserhead,
Hell yeah.
and he said they had a short and a drag show before, like a tiny drag show. So I guess they really made like a production out of it.
What short? A Lynch short?
I don't know. Or he might have meant a short drag show. I don't know. I'm paraphrasing the text. Yeah. So Ashton Kutcher, he's in this documentary?
No. Is he a punker?
I thought it was Punk the Capital.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't get the joke.
You don't know.
Oh,
come on.
Punked the Capital.
Oh, okay.
Let's go for a walk.
No, enunciate if you're gonna.
Punk.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. It's weird.
You failed that one.
Okay.
Hey, the
Let's
Capitol
try
got
again.
punked on January 6th, if you feel me.
Yeah, talking about the coolest clowns in the city.
Wait, Santino was on Punk?
Maybe.
Oh, come on.
I had no idea.
Punk.
He showed up.
Duh. Punk.
Stop.
Well, the apostrophe D, it's a little too hip for me.
I understand.
It's
Randy?
confusing.
So
What
yeah,
else?
Roxy Virtual Cinema. There's also a Mario Van Peebles film on the digital cinema I kind of want to check out.
Wait, follow that through.
It's a me, a Mario, Van Peebles. So long, me Bowser.
Oh my god.
Besides that, I watched a film, sci-fi film, independent sci-fi film by Isaac Esban.
What?
Oh, the guitar guy.
Isaac Esban, EZBAN.
My favorite guitarist.
You could stand on him.
It's called Parallel. It's a group of friends stumble upon a mirror that serves as a portal to a multiverse, but soon discover that importing knowledge from the other side in order to better their lives brings increasingly dangerous consequences.
Oh boy.
So I really kind of wanted to like this movie. I like kind of multiverse stuff and sci-fi movies, but I don't know. It's not terrible. Some of the effects are cool, but some of the acting isn't great. It kind of feels like a sci-fi, as in SYFY movie.
Sci-fi.
Yeah, it doesn't look like as cheap as that, but I don't know. It's almost like a too polished indie movie. Like the camera movements in it, like I don't know, are weird and kind of looks. It doesn't even look cheap, but it looks like I don't know, it's sort of like over stylized. And there's a weird, goofy scene where they like imitate The Godfather. Hell random. It's like it's I don't know. That was the only like kind of like funny scene in the movie. I don't know. It felt really, really bizarre and kind of out of place. But
Damn.
yeah, I think it's on. I watched it on Amazon Prime over the weekend, and yeah, it's okay.
What the first? It's shocking to me that you landed on this with Amazon Prime, but also I loved hearing you try to like articulate what I often complain about, which feels like the lowest end of a studio production,
Yeah,
where everybody's pretty in it and there's not a lot of like energy or effort. Like you could tell nobody really had their heart in making this project, even though there's money and they're dealing with unions and there's kind of like a pristine to it. That is the type of film I fucking hate. I hate those. I would much rather watch Dad in his garage trying to make a sci-fi movie about multiverses. But
yeah, I really
Also-
liked the beginning of it. Like, so essentially, it's like these tech people. They're like creating an app. They all like live together. I think there's 4 of them, the main characters, and then they're like in this room. It looks kind of like they're in like their basement. And they find that like this wall is like a false wall and that there's actually a staircase like behind it. which, that's kind of logistically, how do you not understand that, there's this extra room in your house? But I was willing to go with it, but then they
A
stumble,
load-bearing mirror.
yeah, and then they stumble across this mirror in like this whole separate room that the staircase leads to. And I don't know, it was kind of like fun and interesting to like see them discover like the rules of like how this thing worked. So if it wasn't for the first like 25 minutes, I probably would have given up on it, but I was like, it was interesting enough. I was just figured I'd see it through.
Nice. I love that. Also, once you watch a movie all the way through, you never have to go back. You're like, I've been there, done that.
Yeah.
Now, talking about logistics of a secret room in a house. What the fuck was that movie we were watching?
Relic?
Was it? Wait, Relic?
Relic has a scene like that towards the end. I don't know if it's a spoiler, but
I don't know.
it's
if
probably
I've seen
metaphorical
Relic.
as well. But yeah, I don't know.
Wait, it was that movie. I think was it Colin Farrell? Who was it? It was one of those looking. I watched it with you two in here. I'm talking to you and
You
Oh.
watch it with Bono?
it's the one where it's like, oh my god, what's his name? Kevin Bacon.
Oh, yes.
And then they find like
yes.
they walk outside and they have like
Yes.
what the hell was that
Oh.
called?
Shit
you
town.
should have left.
You should have never came or something.
Yeah.
That movie was the first time I've
Should have never
ever
rented this.
you should have left. That movie was the first time I ever had that thought that Randy just did. Where it's like,
Yeah.
how did you not know there was a fucking secret? Like I mean, as a kid who, I didn't have any siblings and I was bored a lot growing up, I always fantasized about finding.
You have two sisters.
I do now, but when I was growing up, we have a big age gap.
I understand, but I just wanted to bring that.
Oh, for sure. And all my friends that had siblings when I was younger,
Yeah.
they were like, you don't want that. Like it's the worst thing you could have is like a brother or sister. But
No.
I was so bored. I used to fantasize all the time about like, oh dude, how cool it'd be if there was a door behind this right now. And I wasn't thinking logistics, but man, now as an adult, I'm watching that movie. Was it Kevin Bacon?
Kevin Bacon.
Yep. And
Fucking
Amanda
hate it.
Seyfried.
But
Oh,
honestly,
yeah, Seafried.
the multiverse thing, it kind of sold me with that, Randy. I'm kind of interested in this movie.
Yeah. It's not bad.
Also,
Oh, the worst couple of all time.
side note, playing D&D yesterday, part of the treasure we found in this abandoned abbey that was now run by a hag was a mirror, and it was magic, and we did a little bit of research, and Dan just went, oh yeah, the mirror? Yeah, it's a portal to hell.
That's right.
I could not stop. Like, one, hell isn't really hell in like D&D. There's it's got to be more complicated.
Yeah.
But two, just hearing those words come out of like Dan, you could look him up. We've had him on the show in the past. We had Danime, our best segment we've ever done. Yeah, it's a portal to hell. I cringed more at Randy saying it was a portal to a multiverse.
I'd rather go to hell.
Yeah, me too.
All right, Randy, how many stars?
It's like in between a 2.5 and a 3.
What?
Yeah.
I'm shocked.
I was thinking 1.5.
I thought
No.
1.5. I was getting ready to be mean that you were being mean.
I hardly ever go like lower than 2.
That is true.
Okay, well, what's a lower than 2 for you?
The Room, which I haven't seen.
You watched part of it.
Carnival Magic.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, but that's your fault.
No,
In his
I
review-
think
no, it's your fault.
you have changed. You have affected Randy in this.
Nah.
I think Randy liked it more, and the way that you just hounded.
No, you hounded him literally an inch from his ear. Going, dude, check it out. The monkey's about to drive this car. And he's like, shut the fuck up. You're ruining
It
it.
wasn't that
Randy?
Yeah, somewhere in between. The truth is somewhere in between those two opinions.
bad. That's fair. I
The
can't.
Tom and Jerry movie from this year is like a 1.
Oh.
By the way, Randy, talked to my mom on Mother's Day. She loves Tom and Jerry. I was like, Mom, you may be the only person who liked that movie.
Wow. Carnival Magic.
Okay. For all of our listeners, Oksana went to rottentomatoes.com/m/carnival_magic. And we were looking at the score, the tomato meter from Carnival Magic. Now, because critics are hunks of snot and they don't appreciate good film, it has not been reviewed by any critics. However, It does have over 50 ratings from the audience score, and it is at 3%.
Yeah.
I blame Patton Oswalt.
Me too. I was going to say that clearly is not them watching the film on their own.
And Jonah Ray.
It is watching an MST3K bullshit. I don't see no
MST3K.
Man, I've never flipped.
Yeah.
I've never flipped on a thing so hard. When I was a lonely, bored kid, I used to love that show and watching movies with it because it's kind of like an audience in the room. Like there's a dialogue going on about a film you're watching that's terrible.
Schlocky horror pick that is neither creepy or scary. Gregory W., you're a fucking idiot.
You're only supposed to roast critics, not the film. Get off of here. You're making him mad. But now, dude, like in the current climate, like you could be on a Zoom call with people watching a movie. We don't need it anymore.
Carl Majer's greatest movie.
Also, I do think the MST3K guys, the original ones, I think they do a Twitch. Right? Didn't we figure that out?
I've never been into that.
I don't know if it was them or you guys.
Yeah, we don't need it either way.
It's not my thing. But you know what is my thing?
Dildos. I'm sorry, I don't
love a nice dildo. There's a show that came out on the Home Box Office Network called Generation Hustle.
Are you sure about that?
Wealth?
I want to say Generation Wealth, but it's Generation Hustle. Have you guys seen this?
No.
Came out on April 22nd. They dropped all 10 episodes, and I have watched, I think, 4 or 5. Watched them all last night. We'll try to watch a couple before I have to get on the deck of this stupid airplane back to Phoenix, Arizona. This is a very interesting show that documents the lengths that young people will go for fame, fortune, and power. Essentially, this is a anthology.
Okay.
So there's 10 episodes, but they're all separate, and there's no real connective tissue, except for maybe the aesthetic of how one is edited.
Okay.
However, one has like animations in it, so it's I believe each episode is directed by a different director. So they kind of have their own aesthetic, but they're all within around 45 minutes, and they all document some sort of grifter, some sort of hustler, some sort of sociopath.
Oh, right.
So it includes the WeWork guy. That's the one I'm watching right now. There was one. Did you guys ever hear about the Hollywood Con Queen?
No.
Okay, so,
Con Queen, like she runs the con kind of thing.
Yes. So essentially, it was this man or woman. As it turned, I don't want to spoil it, but that one's interesting because apparently there was a person who was conning people into making movies and was making up deals and documents and forging all these things and getting people into their web of lies, and really she stole about $2 million from people making fake movies.
Mm-hmm.
And towards the end of the movie they actually show the person, but they don't give a name. That one's okay, but it's an interesting story. I highly recommend the 23 Lives of Jeremy Wilson and the Alabama Exit. I think the Alabama Exit may be my favorite one, as that is about a guy, a nerdy looking dude, is little Asian nerd who goes to Opelika, Alabama because they've got the Opelika, Alabama because they've got the fastest internet in the country.
Okay.
So he went there, started up sort of like a startup workshop that had like 10 startups in this giant area in Opelika, and had told the town that he's going to make Opelika, Alabama, the Silicon Valley of the South.
Mm-hmm.
And as it turns out, he was just making stuff up the whole time and lying. And
boy, is puberty upon you? What is happening?
My voice. I need water.
Do you want some water?
So as a part of that, there was a 12-year-old who had invented a vending machine for medical supplies.
What?
Yes. And this guy used him as sort of his, main marketing tool.
You raising the roof
and
there?
And he made up a deal where he was like, the kid said, "Yeah, we had a deal to buy me out at $20 million." and I decided to not take the offer. And then everyone was like, "Why would you not take it?"
Mhm.
That's when they started to raise the eyebrows of like, "What's going on? A 12-year-old's not going to take a $20 million thing for something that really already exists?"
Yeah.
Because that absolutely exists. Vending machines with medical supplies. Hospitals use them on a regular basis for pills. So,
Wait, really?
mhm. Yeah, but it's much more complicated than that.
Okay, I was
Yeah.
gonna say, what? It's in the alley.
No,
It's like I can't write you a
yeah,
prescription, but if you go
yeah,
down the
for pills,
back,
but the technology's there.
okay, cool.
Very interesting show. And the 23 Lives of Jeremy Wilson is about a guy named, well, they think his name is Jeremy Wilson, and he has assumed the identity of 23 different people, and has gone around the country just grifting. And the way that he got caught is actually very entertaining. Those are the two I enjoyed the most
Okay, I got a
that I
couple
have seen.
questions.
Yes.
These aren't like I'm not familiar with any of these people. So are they? It looks like they all participate in the making of their episode.
No, that is not the case
Oh, okay.
throughout, because it is situationally dependent.
Weird. I'm just trying to figure out what how they pick their subject matter. Is it all like social media kind of stuff, or because that one in Alabama, it seems like it's local. Like you wouldn't know about them unless you were like,
No, that was a big thing. That was a
okay,
big story.
yeah. Because the only one I know is Anna Sorkin.
Mhm.
You know, like that. Like, would she be on this show? She was like the fake socialite, like the Russian girl in New York who was
I think I don't know.
also Alabama Exit. Sounds like a Dutch oven or something along the line.
Dude, Alabama exit does sound like a Dutch oven. But exit is a startup terminology, meaning that you have sold your
Yeah.
startup.
Because that's the goal
Yeah.
for most people. Yeah.
But you really now there have been multiple episodes I've watched this where they actually do have the person there talking about it,
Mhm.
and I'm talking about the 23 Lives of Jeremy Wilson and the Alabama Exit. Both guys are in jail now, but they both talk very candidly about conning.
I'm sure. Yeah. I mean, if you're like, if it's fame you're looking for, why wouldn't you want this
Yeah.
platform? Even if it's framing you as like
Right.
a sociopath.
Very, very easy watch, fun show, and a little scary.
All right. Yeah, we need a new show. We might check this out.
And you don't have to go in order. I've skipped around. That's the thing. Like, find one that's interesting and just go with it.
Yeah,
I can do that
I
because I live my life.
My judgment's bad though. I feel like the good ones are always the ones that kind of catch you off guard. And if you're picking them, I don't know. Yeah, going blind. Randy, yeah, we need a new show. We finished all of 60 Day In, and I don't know. We were thinking about revisiting BoJack so we could watch the final season, or Rick and Morty because we abandoned that too, or and these are all animated options. But like even Game of Thrones, we never. I wouldn't ask you two for a recommendation there.
A lot of them are multiple seasons waiting for other people to watch. Like
No, well, I mean BoJack.
Disenchantment.
It came out. Oh, yeah, that's one. Yeah, that's the only one though. BoJack, it came out after, and we just. I don't know. You feel like you got to revisit the whole show again before you get in the new season, or is that just me?
BoJack is just not
I do
a
that with some
background show.
shows.
Yeah,
I do that with Better Call Saul.
that's another one. Like I'd really like to watch that, but I don't know. It also feels a little too adult for me.
Very briefly, I do want to mention that I also saw Those Who Wish Me Dead.
Your parents?
A teenage murder witness finds himself pursued by twin assassins in the Montana wilderness with a survival expert tasked with protecting him, and a forest fire threatening to consume them all. This is starring Angelina Jolie, John Bernthal,
okay.
Nicholas Hoult, Aidan Gillen, who you know as Mayor Tommy Carcetti from The
Oh.
Wire.
I voted for him.
Also, in one scene, Tyler Perry shows up
Love him. Love a Tyler
as
Perry.
a terrible FBI operative
Love it.
who tells
Is he in a wig?
Carcetti to murder a child.
Now, who the fuck wanted this movie?
All right. So this was written and directed by Taylor Sheridan. Taylor Sheridan is a name that you may recognize, as he wrote Sicario,
Yeah, I knew that.
Hell or High Water,
Yeah.
Wind River. Like I'm a fan of Taylor Sheridan. He went through a hot and heavy phase, man, where it was just like the new Taylor Sheridan movie's out, and now we've got this hunk of garbage. This movie's not good. The first 25 minutes are really rough.
Good boy.
So is my voice.
You're becoming a man.
No,
I don't-
Angelina Jolie, so pretty.
Is she?
She's not good in this. I don't understand it.
I liked her when she was CG in that 3D movie.
So here's what's happening.
Beowulf?
Yeah, Beowulf. There we go.
She plays sort of a renegade firefighter forest woman who gets in the back of a truck, jumps. The truck is going 60 miles an hour down the road. She jumps up, throws her parachute on, and parachutes out of the moving truck.
Oh my God.
CG. There is so much horrific CG in this movie. So much CG fire.
Again.
And you know my favorite death is death by CG fire. So essentially what's happening is that something happened, and now we got Tommy Carcetti and Mad Max are running around in their little car trying to kill this very European guy who's trying his best to maintain his American accent. But you know for a fact he's got that like the Liam Neeson voice.
Okay.
Of like, Liam Neeson's trying to do his best American accent, but it's just not working. But we let him go because it's Liam Neeson.
Yeah.
And his wife died in a skiing accident.
He's a
We
hell
feel
of a
sorry for
character.
him.
Yeah.
And we like Liam Neeson. But so this guy plays a guy who knew something. Now they're trying to kill him. And they shoot him while they're driving down the road. And his son watches his dad die. Now, I will say the best part of this movie is the kid who's acting it. The kid does a great job. The kid, man, yeah, that's the kid. Fantastic job by this kid. I mean, he has...
All right, book him up.
His dad got shot. He watched his dad get shot. Then he tells Angelina Jolie his mom died of cancer. He's crying the whole movie.
Okay.
This kid is crying the whole movie. But Mad Max and Carcetti.
Oh, you call him Mad Max because he's the one that
He's
huffed
nuts.
chrome?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they shoot the guy, and now they're trying to kill this kid for the whole movie. And they almost kill a pregnant lady. They don't. Carcetti has this. That is. He's like, I won't kill a pregnant woman. But if you don't answer this, I will kill a pregnant woman. That's essentially what's happening. John Bernthal's doing the John Bernthal thing. He's just like,
All right.
look cool for an hour.
Is this an alimony movie? Like, does she need money? Is that why she's doing it, or did it feel like somebody really gave a fuck?
It seems like an alimony movie for Taylor Sheridan. Because,
but his career's so new.
But I hope he got a nice paycheck out of this.
But I mean, like, Angelina.
This is a weird movie.
She doesn't act a lot anymore,
I don't
right?
So she's in that Maleficent thing.
Oh, that's right.
Because, I was watching this with Amanda. We were talking about the same thing, and we were like, "What's the last thing she was in?" It was Maleficent.
Weird.
Which I refused to watch.
I mean, weird. You're hanging out with a girl.
I mean,
you related to her?
It's completely platonic.
No, but what a fucking weird movie. Actually, you know what? It's kind of like the puppet combo game where you're like a ranger out there alone up in the tower. It would be much cooler though if somebody was trying to murder Angelina Jolie. Angelina? What's her name?
Angelina.
Okay. Angelia.
You know who her father is? Do you really not know who her dad is?
I do, but I can't think of his name. You know, I'm bad with actors.
John Voight.
Okay, John Voight.
Yeah, John Voight's LeBaron.
Yeah. He bit the pencil.
John Voight's teeth marks.
Dude, I know you're pumped for that Friends reunion.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Randy?
I knew it was a thing, but I don't give a shit.
Matt LeBlanc? Okay,
Friends is trash.
I hate Friends too. But I heard a little bit of the tea about the Friends reunion. Apparently his voice is really fucking weird.
Who?
LeBlanc? Is it Matt LeBlanc? I don't know. I'm in territory.
Perry.
I don't know. I heard because everybody's like, "Oh, who's aged? Who hasn't aged?" And a couple of them look great. Maybe it's Perry. because he looks like a fucking corpse right there.
Well,
in that picture.
Perry's been getting into trouble because he's been hitting on 18-year-olds on Raya.
They're legal.
And the Last
Dude,
Dragon.
God, look at that spray tan.
Dude, he's got a fucking 5 head. He looks like, dude, he looks like an evil scientist with like an elongated
does.
skull.
He's got a little
Didn't he-
weird little butt chin.
Didn't he have like a pill problem at a
That looks like the least of his problems. He probably was hitting up that vending machine Clark was talking about. He's like, fuck, they got him in vending machine? Shit. Yeah. Fuck this.
And
Fuck
I have
Friends.
no idea why the movie's titled that way. No idea.
What was it called? Like Rescue?
Those Who Wish Me Dead?
There's 2
Oh, the whole
assassins.
thing.
That's who wants them dead.
Well, there's another backstory that I failed to mention. So Angelina Jolie is haunted from her past because she let 2 boys die.
Oh, that video of the Alabama
Because
exit got out.
She saved herself and not the 2 boys. So now she's haunted.
She did a Costanza.
Yeah.
She ran out when the building was going
The
down.
sea was angry that day, my friends. All right, that's it. 4.5 stars.
All right. Wait, you're done with your movies?
See.
I thought you were gonna watch more. You had your Saturdays back.
I watched The Killing of 2 Lovers.
Randy Retread.
It's great.
What's your rating?
Randy, let me ask you a question before I give you my rating.
Uh-huh.
What are you wearing?
When our protagonist and his jilted wife are in a truck together, and they're out in front of their house,
Yep.
and he sings a song. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do.
Is that not the most cringiest thing you've ever experienced?
pretty
in
cringy.
cinema? It's so
Oh.
cringy.
The Killing of a Sacred Deer had a moment with a covering of a song where
Yeah, but that's way better.
but it was
Yeah.
beautiful.
It was great.
It's like the best moment in that movie.
This one, but it works though.
What's
Yeah,
the
It
song?
worked, but no, it's a song he composed because he's singing to her because they're
Oh,
going
no.
through a separation.
A separation.
A separation. So they are separated, and he's just frustrated with the whole thing. So he wrote a song for her and is singing it to her in the car. Now, the beautiful thing about this movie, and I didn't want to talk about it because I'm trying to get out of here on time, but
I get it.
I love the camera work in this. It's just we have so many shots of where the camera's just sitting, and we're far off, and maybe we don't hear a whole lot of the dialogue. But I like the mood in the universe that that this movie created.
Yeah.
Now I'm in it for the whole way, but man, that song I wanted to fast forward through it because I just got so uncomfortable, so uncomfortable.
So what's the final take? Stream or skip?
no stream for sure? I
All right.
really like it.
I
think-
just read that. I thought it was obnoxious. So
I really like it.
All right, my turn. I don't talk enough on this fucking show, and I got a movie I want to talk about.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Wait, you have hella time before you need to fly out.
I just don't want to do this all day.
Oh, on the other hand, I love our audience, and I love the network and the community we've been building and cultivating.
So
And I
edit
would
yourself.
love to do it all day.
Not 22 shots of.
I know. I know. Yeah, don't check out that show. Or do it. I don't know. Honestly, our audience might like their show. Anyway, I watched the movie with Jasadi last week after we were done recording. Love you, Jasadi. When is your podcast going to come out, you fucking idiot? And we went downstairs and we jumped into a Jorge Torres film. We got on Amazon Prime and rented Shadow Zombie from 2013. A southern tale of love and death set deep in Louisiana country. A lonely drug dealer finds peace when he transforms into his alter ego Shadow Zombie. Now, this film is to a T that kind of like you're how do you describe it? I'm trying to find other ways to articulate the aesthetics of these films other than just comparing them to like Larry Clark and Harmony Korine.
Right.
But there's really not an avenue for it.
Yeah.
And if you want to compare it to Jason Banker's work, I mean, that's kind of, it's not very valuable either because him and Jorge Torres Torres are buddies. But it's a slow cinema film about a dude, and you just follow him, and his life is very different. He doesn't have a lot of money. It opens up with him trying to sell drugs at a skate park. I mean, you can't really get more, like Ken Park, What's Up Rockers vibe. Now, I'll tell you, the thing is, Jorge is a fucking master cinematographer. And I actually got some feedback about our interview with him that was somebody lamenting that we don't know enough about like the technical aspect of film.
Mm-hmm.
And even the brief little insight he gave into how he filmed it was, very insightful. Just, I don't know. I can't tell the difference between a camera. In the interview later today, Calvin mentions the camera that he shot it on. And he had the kind of context where it's like, this is kind of a crap camera.
We're not gear nerds, bro.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'll try in the future to do it more. I mean, clearly the cinematography in fucking Shadow Zombie is beautiful. It's a film that if you had no synopsis and you came in dry and you watched it in a fucking independent theater, you would leave at probably 2 p.m. and just be like, man, that's fucking a moving movie. There's one standout thing in this film, though, that Larry Clark and Harmony Korine have never done. And I don't know if anybody else could even pull it off, because there is a CGI ghost in this movie. And it's fucking bizarre how it manages to be incredibly good. Like, so we're dealing with a character who he puts face paint on. He's a very skinny white dude. I'm sure we've all like ran into this guy.
Randy.
Who, me?
Yeah, no, not like Randy. He takes care of his father, and they're
Which Randy would never do.
they're below the poverty line. No, Randy's got a suit waiting for him to go.
Yeah,
And,
emergencies.
and we just follow him. And the thing is, you can tell this dude's probably not happy. And the way that the movie is captured and the story is told is you get the vibe of depression. And he's a cool dude. People like him. He goes to a bunch of parties. He knows a bunch of people. But he's always alone. And it's not that people don't talk to him. It's just he doesn't really engage with them. And about, at the end of the first act, he comes around a corner and the camera doesn't move. We have a wide shot of Louisiana, and it's beautiful territory. You can tell the city, and he's just walking through. It's nighttime. And as he moves from, the foreground on the right, coming towards us to the left, something follows him out, and it's a disembodied like ghost that's clearly digital. The only thing I can compare it to is our boy Koji, who does all the found footage films from Japan, and he has very confronting digital ghosts. And we've talked about it on here before. This digital entity isn't made to like blend in or look real, like whatever a real ghost would look like. It's there and it's confronting, but it's also not, it doesn't demand attention. So you notice it that one time and you're like, what the fuck? Like, what are we getting into? And as the film unfolds, you start to notice it in the background, and it's not hidden, but it's not obvious all the time. And there were a couple of times Jasadi pointed it out, I hadn't seen it. And then by the end of it, you start to wonder, like, what is it? And it kind of, I'm not sure. And I mean, I would hate to unravel the enigma, but it's kind of a beautiful way to confront a lingering depression. Or even, I say depression because I think that's the most obvious application of this CG ghost.
Mhm.
But by the end of the film, you might be questioning what it is. And again, it's just a slice of life movie like any Larry Clark thing. And it kind of, I don't know. It's just impactful. It's fucking weird. Jorge Torres, the fact that we got that guy on here is a pity. He should be doing like real, like, Directors Guild shit, like talking about his eye, because dude, he's fucking great. And we are going to try and get him and
So
Jason
are
Baker on.
all of the guests that come on the Overlook
Oh, for sure.
Hour.
I didn't mean it that way. I love everybody. I'm just saying this dude, I yelled at him on the show. I'm like, you hide your
You
work.
yell at everyone.
I do.
on
I
the
yell
show.
at everybody. Shadow Zombie. Go buy it on fucking Amazon Prime. I think it's $10, maybe. It's okay. I think it's like $4 on there, and to rent it's like $2.
It's a 60% markdown, dude.
Dude, how much is it? It's $5 to buy it. Just blind buy it and watch it. If you like those type of like impactful indie films. Oh, I should mention.
Yes.
it's not just kind of like a dreary Harmony Korine thing. It gets surreal in that way too. Like if you're into Gummo for all the weird moments of like this guy's wrestling a chair at a party. This movie has a scene where people bring a couple blow up dolls to a pool, and somebody starts stabbing one of them
For sex.
No, they gut the blow up dolls and they wear their faces and they start fighting poolside. I've never seen a
I've been
scene. Okay, the wording here. I wish I could do better. I've never seen a scene evolve like that to where we know how we got there, but then it fizzles out like a dream. Like the Unche Andalou shit and stuff. Like, I understand how people are like, oh, non-linear logic and like it's dreamlike. That I was like, that is fucking, it's beautiful. So watch it for that. It gets weird and creepy and there's a ghost. I know I'm long-winded today. I was very excited to hang out with you. Clark has been home all week. It's a treasure to have you back. Although I wish you would
Seen
shave.
very little.
I know, it's true. But
Why? You want me to shave?
yeah, I don't like it. It's scaring me.
Why?
You're looking rugged.
I know I've been getting compliments.
No, you haven't.
Rugged.
Who the fuck
Clark,
gave you a
baby.
compliment? It
I'm
looks-
out there in the wild.
It looks like you're going to put on a brown leather jacket.
I've got one.
I don't. Oksana, help me out here. Come on. What do you think? Face? No? Shave?
Yeah.
I
don't
Don't
I haven't-
agree with the bully.
I haven't thought about it that much.
Okay.
That's a fair
I
assumption.
have. I've stayed up at night.
Look, I'm not trying to infringe on your territory because I know this.
It's my brand. If I see one fucking ring on a finger, we're going to have problems.
That will never happen.
Because I have. That's my gimmick.
Again, if I would have one pinky ring, I would do it.
Okay, you could do that. A square gold ring with like a big faux gem in it.
No, I would. It would be a Freemason. I'd have a pinky Freemason ring
And then you'd have a fez on.
just for kicks, dude. All right, so my dad was a Freemason, very protective of his fez.
What degree?
I have no idea. He didn't. He honestly did not like talking about it,
Of
he
course you don't.
and he refused to let me wear his fez.
Really?
Refused.
Wait.
He was, yeah.
I didn't know the Freemasons had a fez.
Oh yeah.
I thought it was that other group. The what's the one out here? The Oddfellows.
Stonecutters.
The stone. Yeah, the stone.
No,
I'm
it's-
turning your mic off. Okay, no, I thought it was the Oddfellows. But
He also had a maggot in formaldehyde.
did he have a like one of the like emblems on the back of his car for the Freemason
No.
thing?
No.
Oof, he probably was in 32nd degree then.
No.
Because you know what? They put him on their cars so the police don't pull him over. Because they're like, oh, Freemason. You don't fuck with them.
Silly pretend time for sad old people. It's boomer pretend time. All right. That's it. End of show. Enjoy the
It's
interview.
not the end of the show.
Well,
I got another segment I didn't tell you about.
enjoy the interview we've got with Calvin. It's a banger. We'll see you next week. Calvin, I'm Clark, by the way. Nice to meet you.
There you
Nice
go.
to meet you too.
Yeah, man. Yesterday I was doing.
Do I get an intro?
Your name is Russell.
Okay, thank you. Calvin, I love you too.
Yeah. I love you too. Thank you.
And then Randy's a little weirdo engineer.
That's me.
Nice to meet you. I love you too.
Now back
You
to the
too.
vape.
Yesterday I was doing a load of laundry. Inside my load of laundry, my vape pen went inside. I washed my vape.
Mm.
So I let it dry out yesterday, and this morning it worked.
Oh,
See, I'd be too afraid to hit it after that. I don't know why.
I'm taking a chance. I took a chance. It's working now.
I'm weirdly health conscious about that kind of shit. Like,
But vapes are weird anyway.
yeah, I
don't how
know.
they work. It's terrifying.
I know. I don't cough up black shit nearly as much
Well,
with
that's
vape as I did with cigarettes.
Yeah, but with vapes you can get what they call popcorn lung,
Maybe.
which sounds terrible.
The jury's still out on that.
Oh, is that so?
Yeah, I think so.
You're doing great, copious research on popcorn lung.
Yeah, I say that as I cough.
caramel corn lung.
Aqualung.
Dude. Oh God.
All right, I'm gonna need a Xanax too. Sorry, I'm still kind of waking up. So if I
know
sound out of it.
Clark's work's got him on a weird schedule, so we've been pushing guests earlier in the morning. I don't like it either.
No, you're good. I mean, it's 11 a.m. You know, I shouldn't be such a piece of shit and still be sleepy.
You a late riser there, Calvin?
Yeah, I've been getting there. You know, I don't have to go into the office or anything anymore, so it's nice. I get to sleep in, stay up late.
Celebrate your freedom and the freedom of your own mind, because
I
my
know.
anxiety will not allow me to sleep in. I can't do it. I can't sleep in past. I could go to sleep at 2 a.m. and I'll wake up at 6.
Ugh.
Yeah, every time.
I hate that.
Every time.
Yeah, I recently developed a wake up at 6:40 ritual, and I don't know why. But now when I wake up and I'm like, I don't even want to look at my phone because I'm like, is it 6:40? I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Dude, your body.
Every
I'm
ti-
telling you,
I-
I wake up, and same with my my constitutional schedule. It is on the dot, baby.
Yeah, I'm still recovering from a shoot that I've been doing. I actually go back out to Seattle in a couple days for it, but we had been shooting from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. That was our schedule. It was just very weird. We were all living on set at this this like kind of faux castle that they rented, and
In Seattle?
this was actually in Oregon.
Okay.
And then our other locations are in Seattle. But yeah, the inside of it was obviously some house built in the, probably the 60s. But I'm guessing when these people bought the house, they just like put a bunch of brick outside and said, "Oh, it's a castle. Rent our castle."
Yeah.
What the hell is a faux castle? Like,
I mean, it's not a genuine castle.
No,
Yeah, it's Northern America.
There are no real castles in Oregon, but there are fake
really?
castles.
Yes.
I don't know. I'm guessing.
We got to have dragons out here. Where do the knights stay to fight them? Wait, now in the faux castle, is there Wi-Fi?
There was, yeah. Barely.
I mean, I'll take a barely Wi-Fi.
Yeah. The roof leaked. It was pretty bad. I probably shouldn't talk too much shit about it in case.
So
I'm just an actor in it, but
how many weeks was the shoot where you had to do this graveyard shift situation?
Let's see. We were there for probably about 2 weeks, and then we have a couple. I think we have like 4 or 5 days up in Seattle, starting on the 25th. Yeah, like 2 days from now.
Was that a tough thing to acclimate to, or you just were able to roll with it?
No, I'm a night owl. I like it, and I can kind of. I don't know. I really like acting. I started as an actor. It's probably what I feel like I'm best at, hopefully. But so I don't know. I get really into it. I can kind of roll with just about anything.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at your page here. I mean, you've got 63 credits, man. You're working nonstop.
I try to. I don't like, when you stop, that's when like the crazy comes back,
Just trying to run from the crazy.
Exactly.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. I prefer to sleep from the crazy.
Yeah.
But, we all have our different methods.
Well, I do too. I was, sleeping up until this podcast. I looked at my phone and I said, all right, at 10:50, I'll sign on.
Now, Kevin, what do you know about this podcast?
I don't know much.
There we go. Now, no, I think it's important that we remind our audience that when we talk to people, we're meeting them for the first time live on here, or live to record.
Oh yes, totally.
Yeah, and on top of that, now Calvin, the reason we reached out to you kind of hurriedly with short notice is we're buddies with Zach Carter.
That's right. Yeah,
he shot us an email and was like, "Hey man, like my buddy's movie's coming out." Now he did this months ago. And, anxiety will dictate your life in many weird ways. With me, it prevents me from reading email a lot of the time. And going
same.
back through, yeah, and it's like, oh shit, Zach was trying to get his buddy over here. So we hit you up. Thank you with the very short notice. And we're trying to get like a crash course into your discography. And the first thing we noticed was, one, you're very young. Fuck you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Now, 63 credits, Clark mentioned earlier. That's just acting. Now, how many movies do you have under your belt that you've directed?
Okay. Well, real movies or wannabe fake movies.
What's the distinction there?
There are some that I think are just barely a movie. It's kind of like put together with like gum and twigs, and it's like sure, there's like a beginning, middle, and end, and there's like 80 minutes, but it was like just trying to figure out like how can I fucking do this, was like the first couple that I did, and I think that they're on YouTube through some company called Kings of Horror.
Oh, okay. What was it like interacting with them? Because I see they post, I feel like they went from a weird bootleg channel that would just throw up movies until the director chased them down. But now I feel like they're actually working with filmmaking.
Yeah, they are. They're pretty good. I mean, they're not picky. You can just email them and say, "Hey, I have a movie," and they'll say, "Sure, here's a contract."
Oh, wow. Okay. So you actually contacted them?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, okay. I don't know, because I love YouTube, and they pop up every now and then, or every now and then somebody will shoot me a link from Kings of Horror, and half the time it's down by the time I look at it.
Oh, really?
Man, I was just curious. I'm like, I wonder what the negotiation is here. I mean, clearly now they seem more legit, especially if they're having you sign a contract and everything. But I don't know. YouTube's a weird social media because there's not a lot of interaction with the crowd. Like right?
Right. Yeah. It was definitely interesting, and it's funny that you say that. That you weren't sure if they were like a legit distributor or not. Now I wonder if when I reached out to them, if they were like, "What? Who? We got to come up with a contract now." There's like some dude wants to put his movie on our channel.
No, there's been a shift in that direction for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, they have 1.22 million followers on that. So if you want to get your shit seen, that seems like it's doing better than fucking Netflix or anything.
Yeah. So like the first few, it just seemed like a no-brainer because I mean it was made with like a Canon T3i and like just nothing, right? The first couple movies were just trying to figure out how to make them, and I just wanted them to go out there because I think like as an actor. The most frustrating thing in the world is when your movies don't come out. So I always tell people like come hell or high water, I'm like, look, you might hate the movie, I might hate the movie, but the movie's gonna come out, god damn it. And because I absolutely hate when I make a movie and it does nothing, when I'm acting and it does nothing, and I feel like I wasted my time. So that's always number one. So that's why when I found Kings of Horror, I just, I kind of just gave those movies away because I knew nobody else would want them.
Well, how often has that happened?
What's that?
Where you've made movies and they not come out?
A couple of times, things will get stuck in post. It's funny. I think it was like the second feature that I ever acted in. It took 8 years for that movie to come out.
Jeez.
And it's finally on Amazon Prime, but it's like, what good does this do me now?
Which movie is that?
It was called The American Disciples, and I think it got retitled American Brothers.
Oh. Is it a biker movie?
No, it's like about these I'm a supporting character in it, but I think it's like about these guys these like brothers who had like a shitty childhood and then they reconnect years later. I think that's what the movie is.
I mean, I'm not wrong. That title could have been a biker movie.
Yes, totally.
Well, on the poster, they're riding bicycles.
Oh, halfway there.
Oh yeah, there you
So
go.
close. Oh, now, Calvin, I bet I can guess another one of your movies that hasn't come out because it's a point of contention on this very show.
Uh-oh.
Pool of Blood by Zach Carter.
Oh yeah, yeah. Whatever happened to that? I think I get my nipple cut off in that
Precisely.
movie.
Zach's been 2 years ago. Zach said he was done and he would show it.
And 3 years ago, he offered you a role in it.
Yes, Zach.
Yeah, I got my nipple cut off in that movie.
Dude, what's it like working with Zach?
I love Zach.
Yeah,
Zach is great. He's, I haven't worked with him a ton. I think the other one that I worked on, I think it was called Betamax.
oh, I don't know that.
There was like an anthology that him and a bunch of people were making. Like VHS. They were making one called Betamax.
And it's an anthology film?
Yeah, just like VHS.
How the fuck did you not know that?
And yeah, and I get killed by like hippie cult members that are on acid, if I remember correctly.
Of course.
Yeah, and then of course you worked with Zach and Spunk's Not Dead. Now,
Yeah.
did you guys actually work together at all in that?
No, Zach and I didn't. I directed one. I was the DP on another short in there, and then I acted in one. But none of those were Zach's.
Now, Zach has never actually emailed us with a recommendation for somebody to talk to. So I'm curious what your relation, and for people new to the show, Zach Carter's a friend from from when we started this goddamn podcast.
Yeah.
We harassed him in Oksana, I'm going to turn on your mic. What the hell was that film fest we went to?
Silver Scream.
We went to Silver Scream up north here in California, and he was running a Severin booth.
Right.
And we're so irritating. We just would not leave him and his now wife alone. I think we stood there for like 45 minutes bugging that dude.
For the record, that's not me. As a part of that. I don't.
No,
do
you
those
weren't there.
Shenanigans. Thank
Although
you very much.
Silver Scream, the banner for that film fest had a wine glass. So I don't know. It seems like some bougie, lame shit you would have been into. Except everybody who showed up there,
Bougie shit.
bougie.
As a reminder, I just told you a story about me washing my vape yesterday.
Yeah, and it was dirty. It needed to get washed. Now, the thing about the wine, the Silver Screen Fest, is there's a glass of wine. It's spilling. It kind of looks like blood
because it takes place in wine country. You dope.
And now, when you show up to that film fest, what would you expect?
Hard liquor
and probably some horror movies, right?
Right.
Well, there were horror movies. There was no wine. Half the people that showed up were like, "Where the fuck is the wine?"
They didn't get like an alcohol license.
Sounds about right.
All right, I'm turning your mic off. Also, Calvin, that's Oksana.
Hi.
Hi. Nice to meet you.
And I promise there's no more people in this fucking show.
No, that's fine.
Jesus Christ, we're like the fucking Chicago.
I'm telling you, no, Calvin gets it. Now, Calvin, I first heard about you before Zach emailed us. And as horror film podcasts are kind of like the worst type of podcast. Now,
agreed.
I realize we've kind of been doing one for a long time.
Confirmed.
But I like to listen to other random horror podcasts just to know that we're more self-deprecating and hopefully interesting than them.
Mm-hmm.
And I came across one called the Clark Will Not Stop Making Fun of Me for Listening to, called 22 Shots of Moods and Horror.
Oh, yeah.
Now, one of the problems we have on the show is that we run, we call it the Overlook Hour. I don't think we've ever had a show that's an hour long. And
theirs are like 5 hours.
Thank you. And I told him, I'm like, hey, people listen to this. Dude, they have some that go 8 hours long.
They have such devoted fans too. It's funny. I lobbied to be on that show. I was like, get me the fuck on here. And they didn't want to at first. They hated me. They hated me so much. I joined their group. Sorry to interrupt, but I joined their group.
No, please.
And I was like, dude, you got to put me on the show, man. I make movies, I review movies on YouTube. You got to put me on the show. And they're like, they actually told me publicly on their page too. They said, there's no way we're going to put him on the show for no reason. I swear to God, I can send you guys the screenshots. And I was like, wow, I'm not used to being bullied. This is really weird. And I just kind of like decided to stir up a bunch of shit on their fan page. Every time they would talk about a movie, I would just play like devil's advocate or the contrarian just to piss them off. And then eventually they're like, hey, I got an email and they're like, hey man, do you want to be on Italian month? And I was like, yeah, that sounds great.
Italian month?
Yeah, they all ate spaghetti on Mike.
We're going to review carbonara.
Yeah.
And actually, that's why I ended up hearing that episode. It was because me and Rogerio Diodato, we share a birthday. We're very close.
Oh, okay.
And, we also, over here at the Overlook, we run a found footage film fest that we've been doing for 3 years. And not found footage like, oh, I found a movie on a yacht. It's more like the Blair Witch style film. So he comes into our universe a lot. And I was checking it out, and I couldn't. So me and Clark, I'm speaking for you, Clark, but I think I'm confident in this, in saying that we both come off personable, but I think deeply we share an insecurity. And the one fear I have is that we're wasting our guests' time,
like you're doing right now.
Continue. Exactly. and as long as they're having fun and we treat them well, then everything's good. And on that show, I was just like, they got a guest on here. They don't even put your last name in the episode information.
Oh yeah, you have to fight for time to talk. That's for sure. You just have to blurt stuff out. That's for sure.
I know. And another thing they hate that I do on this show is plug other podcasts. I don't know if this is exactly a plug. It's more of an addition to my argument that we can go long format and people will hang out. But yeah, Calvin, I was so confused by that. And also you mentioned Zach on there too. So,
I do, yeah.
Right when I got to that point, I texted Zach and I'm like, dude, I just heard you on a random podcast. And he shot back with, oh, Calvin's my boy. So yeah, enough about that show. Even though they do have 8-hour-long episodes, Clark, we should add 5 hours.
Now, Calvin, how long did you have to go through this ordeal? Did you have a 5-hour episode with them?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
You record that in one shot?
In one shot, yeah. It's like a full work day, that's for sure.
How many pee breaks do you take?
A lot. It actually got to, I mean, shit, it doesn't matter. No one's listening to this anyway. No. I got to a point where I just had an empty water bottle. I just peed here and then dumped it out.
Excellent.
It got to a point where I was like, oh, they're going to think that I have like some sort of like prostate issue and they're going to make fun of me. So I'll just pee into this bottle.
They put a Z, they put an unnecessary Z in their title. 22 shots. What does that mean?
Okay. That comes from all of their YouTube handles.
Okay.
There's I don't really know where the 22 comes from, but one of the guys is Moods, MOODZ 616 on YouTube. Another person is like JP Shots, and then I forget the other guy's YouTube handle, but it's like a combination.
I have enough. Thank you. I've collected enough here. I'm able to.
No, Calvin is a fan.
I am a fan. Yeah.
Yeah. They belittled this man. They made him work to be a guest on the show.
Oh yeah, they made me work to be on for 5 hours and pee into a plastic water bottle.
Well, we're not going to do that with you. We got 30 more minutes tops.
No, that's fine.
Oh my Lord! Can you no more publicly?
What?
No more podcast on this podcast.
Why?
I'm Bill Maherring this
shit
shit right
rule.
now. This is my Bill Maher moment. New rule: no more new podcast. Thank you.
All right, I'll try my best.
Jesus Christ! All right. So let's talk about Amityville for a minute here.
Okay.
Now, when I was searching for your film, which I rented on the internets, and I type in Amityville, there are so many Amityvilles that pop up. One
Yes.
showed up with a shark.
Yes.
I don't know what's happening.
I think there's a couple of ones with a shark, if I'm not.
He's renting.
I mean, this is a further territory for you to explore in the Amityville multiverse. But
Yes.
so, what is the deal? I mean, is that title just up for grabs? Like,
Totally.
okay,
Totally, because it's the name of a city or a town, which cannot be copywritten, right? I mean, like just like the word exorcism or exorcist, right?
Sure.
I can make a movie called. I'm almost 100% positive that I can make a movie called Exorcist 2, as long as it's not The Exorcist 2, and I'm not claiming to be part of the canon, because you can't copyright that. So Amityville is just up for grabs. And what's funny is I obviously didn't make the movie to be part of the Amityville series. When I hooked up with the distributor, it ended up changing. But the funny thing is, I keep getting a pass for the title. They're like, oh, these distributors, they retitled this movie to make a quick buck. And it was actually my idea. When I was talking to them, I said, I just want to get this movie out there. My biggest concern with these movies are to get the widest release possible. I want to get a physical media release. That's one of my biggest, has to happen sort of things. And I said, and I'm not opposed to changing things. Like, if you guys wanted to change it to fit into for whatever reason it's popular right now, the Amityville series, have at it. And they said, that's a great idea. So
what was the original title of your film?
It went through a couple of different titles. I just couldn't settle on something. I think for a while it was Don't Sleep. So I was like, oh, it could be part of the Don't series.
Right.
Yeah, and just could never settle on anything. So it really didn't matter to me when they liked the idea of putting it into the Amityville franchise.
Now, having seen the movie, the next question I have to know about the marketing angle is, where did the poster come from?
Oh, that's breaking glass, man. That's the great thing about distributors, is they always have their own team and they make their own posters. It always has me licking my chops because I know that they're going to come up with something ridiculous.
Now, that poster's fucking good.
Yeah.
Where did the gargoyle come in?
You got to ask them. Although it looks eerily similar to, so I just shot a new movie, a new feature about a month ago that's in post right now. And it's a horror comedy that I ended up getting more money than I'm used to shooting something for. It's called Mutant Vampires from the planet Neptune. And we have this really good, we had this really well done silicone mask made for it. And it does look eerily similar to the mask from Mutant Vampires. And I know that Breaking Glass is aware of all the Mutant Vampire stuff. So I don't know if that was them being like, hey, bring your next movie to us. We've already got the monster art for it.
We've got the model ready.
Yeah. But
dude, I love Breaking Glass. Well, we've got a homie out there that we met at one of our friends' film fest running, and they've got such a wide range of films in their catalog.
Yeah, they do.
Have you ever seen a movie called Asshole?
No, I haven't.
Is it?
It's
is it plural?
assholes.
Okay, it's plural. There's multiple assholes.
Yes. They're always.
It's an aside, but recommendation, because I think they put it out, and it's good.
Oh yeah, they did.
Do a double feature with Assholes and Amityville Poltergeist. Dude, Assholes fucking
Peter Vack.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah. He's one of the only guests that I've ever talked about trying to get on the show.
Oh, Eileen Dietz is in it. I was just on set with her.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, Small world of film.
Yeah.
Now another thing was I was kind of surprised to see that you had made Mutant. I don't want to get the title wrong, and
Mutant Vampires.
Mutant Vampire. I kept wanting to call it Zombies because of the goddamn Dawn of the Dead cover, which is
Oh, yeah.
beautiful, by the way. Dude, Mutant
There he
Mutant
goes. Hi, how are you, Russ?
Mutant Vampires.
Uh-huh.
I don't even know where I was going. I had it on my radar already. I love the look of that of your I guess titular character.
Oh, the monster makeup? Yeah,
Yes,
yeah. Is
I want to be Gargoyle.
yes.
They the cover of Amityville Poltergeist kind of looks like the creatures from The Descent too.
Yes.
A little bit.
Yeah, I don't know what they were I don't know what they were doing or what their thought process was. I think it's worked. It's had a wide release, whether that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Now, it's interesting because you're talking about getting movies out there, even if you don't want them to. Now, what are some of the movies that you didn't want to get out there, or that it was important for people to see, but you weren't psyched about?
I usually have a pretty self-deprecating attitude about things. I think I mean, I have no delusions that that my movies are gonna do anything huge.
Well, I should be clear. I'm asking because those are the films I love to look out, and I don't believe in it's so bad it's good. I like to see a director. I like directors who are foreign or who are a dad and has discovered their new love for making film, and I love to see people navigate the medium that aren't they're not well read on it or went to school. But I also love to see indie directors just making the best of what they got. And I should mention, I do want to strangle you for how many times I had to correct a Google search to even find its listing. Because bedtimescaries.com
yes,
is the most irritating movie to try and look up.
I think that one is not really out there. And maybe for good reason. That was really figuring out how to make a movie. Can I actually make one of these? How does this work? A very little story is going on within those shorts,
I mean, so I mentioned earlier that we do a film fest that's all in-world camera, found footage, and whenever I look through somebody's IMDb, I'm always looking for titles that are more of kind of like a report or kind of just about what the medium is. So when I seen bedtimescaries.com, I instantly thought it's oh, okay, we're doing an anthology where somebody's looking at Live Leak and there's a bunch of horror shorts. But I'm guessing this isn't found footage.
No, it's not. It's like a trailer trash website that I had made. It's no longer up, but it's about this kind of nerdy kid who comes home from school and his parents aren't there, and he just spends his time watching it's kind of this kind of horror movie YouTube channel that's just got a lot of, in my mind, it was just a lot of really rough stuff that you wouldn't want kids to be watching. And it's kind of about this bullied kid who spends his time after school watching these shorts. And his at one point, his dad comes home and isn't happy that that's what he's doing. And I'm probably describing it a lot better than it really is.
I don't know. I still want to watch it. I would love to see it if you have a link or something.
I'll look.
Come on, dig it up from the backyard.
You know what? I think Zach Carter has a DVD of it.
What? So you made a DVD?
Yeah, for that one, and there's another one. There's another anthology that I made called Three Flies in a Widow's Web, because I had this idea that I could go to horror film festivals And like I made these movies for like $0, you know, and like
Yeah.
like Amityville is made for maybe like a couple grand, and then Mutant Vampires is like 20 grand, you know. But those early ones I literally made with nothing, not a single dime, you know, like barely feeding people. And I had this idea that maybe I would be able to print up DVDs and like print out like a cover and cut it out and put it in DVD cases and like take them to like horror conventions and hand them out like it was a mixtape, you know?
Yeah.
And I thought that maybe that would do something, and it never really did. But I ended up giving one to Zach because he, yeah, like you guys said, he's always running the Severin
Yeah.
booths.
Yeah, you know, I've got a couple of movies like that. I think I tormented some people here in the holidays with Christmas with Cookie, which was like a goblin who was dressed like Santa. But
Oh,
yeah, do you remember that?
yes.
So that was a movie that was handed out at an LA convention we were at. And there's something weird with the horror community, like the ones who really just digest everything, who would just devour every film in front of them. They don't really talk about it. So, just so you know, your film, it's probably out there in some loving hands who will never let it go or take it to a second round thrift shop. And they're just not going to talk about it, though. So if you
Right.
give me those DVDs, I'm one of those people. And that's kind of why we do this show, is to get people on here and talk about the films that there's just no conversation happening with. But
Right.
we've been flipping through Three Flies in a Widow's Web, which honestly I love the title too. Is it a giallo like the title would suggest?
No, it's not, but it's definitely an homage to Argento's Four Flies on Grey Velvet.
Oh, dude, I like it. And the images you have on IMDb look good. Now, is this one of the films you're proud of?
Three Flies? Three Flies in a Widow's
Yeah,
Web?
Three Flies.
No, that's another one. So I think I think that like there's right now there's probably like two little sections of like movies that I've made that I consider to be like maybe like real movies. So like Bedtime Scaries, Three Flies, and another one called If These Walls Could Talk were really just me trying to figure out how to make a movie. There's a lot of mistakes in the audio is really bad. It's just like trying to figure it out and how to efficiently make a movie and learning, you know, or taking things that I learned in school and applying them to making a movie. And then like the second batch of movies that are probably ones that I'm a little bit more proud of are Jesus I Was Evil, uh, Amityville Poltergeist, and then Mutant Vampires. I think are like some of the first times that I actually I had other goals other than just making the movie, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Do you want to get into it? Because I imagine it's networking is a big part of it.
Yeah, I think so. You know, I also I have a pretty good, at least what I consider a pretty good relationship with distribution companies. Um, you know, I hear a lot of horror stories, and I think that there's just a lot of ego that gets in the way of having a good relationship. I came from sales too, so when I talk to these guys, I'm usually like, I know there's a deal here, right? There's a way to get this done. There's a way for us both to get what we want here. So you know, I feel like the you know that the distribution has been better and better, and there's maybe a little bit less like self promotion that I've needed to do. Like I've been really surprised with Amityville Poltergeist. You know, I've gotten like a lot of reviews. I couldn't believe how wide the release has been. You know, and to be fair, it's like it's not all there's been some decent reviews, and then there's been some that are really like trying to, I don't know, crush my soul maybe. But I'm a lot tougher than that. I always think like I'm an actor. There's very little you're gonna say that's gonna hurt my feelings.
Do you have a particular favorite or least favorite review?
I love the bad ones. I laugh at the bad ones. Oh
Now,
my god.
did you have to really sort of like develop a callus for that, or are you just naturally that way?
I
You're
think
able to just brush it off.
I think I'm naturally that way. I mean, I don't know. I've always been an asshole and ran with asshole friends, so nothing. I'm not used to being babied or anything like that.
Right.
No, you're used to fighting dudes who say you will never get on our podcast.
Right? Yeah.
Getting-
Yeah. I mean, I'm used to getting bullied. Yeah, 22 shots will really develop a callus for you.
I imagine you pissed on a water bottle on air. So
Yeah. Yeah.
you served your time.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm super curious. Everybody we talk to, they always have like a review that stands out to them, be it good or bad. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I know the minute you put Amityville in the title of a movie, people are gonna shit on it without watching it.
Yes. Okay. There was one. There was one where I was like, okay, because he clearly isn't paying attention to the movie, and it's not like I blame him, right? I mean, it's a very low budget movie. We're talking about a couple grand, maybe. So I don't blame the guy for not paying attention, but like in the movie, it keeps like cutting back and forth in time. And when I edited, I was like, okay, like some people are kind of dumb. Maybe I need to do the Law and Order thing where I'll actually put the date and the time. And I was like, okay, I'm going to make that decision. I'm going to go for it. And the guy wasn't paying attention. And in his review, he said on a website too, which I'm pretty sure this guy's getting paid to watch the movie. So he didn't watch it very well. And he was like, oh, at one point, there's a scene where it's in January, and then in the when it cuts, it's in August or whatever. And he didn't realize, I guess, that it's jumping back and forth in time. And he was like, they didn't even pay that much attention in the editing process. And they're like, but judging by the quality of the movie, letters and numbers are clearly not Calvin McCarthy's strong suit. And I was like, wow, all right.
Did he just call you illiterate?
Yeah, he called me stupid. Like, well, come on. But no, I thought that was funny.
I mean, honestly, like that's sort of what film criticism has I mean, this is an avenue of film criticism, unfortunately, these days. Like, it's just a platform for them to write snarky sentences.
Yeah. Well, and it's way more fun to hate on a movie than to like it.
Right.
I mean, we all know that. I think especially as horror fans, it's way more fun to poke fun at something.
Yeah, it's really lame though too. And as somebody who's written bad reviews, I know you get kind of a kick out of being like witty and kind of like harsh.
Oh, for
But
sure.
You never fucking bring the dude's name in.
Mhm.
Like, that's too like personal.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I feel like that makes it ugly. Like Amityville Poltergeist, I bought it at Walmart. I don't give a fuck. There's no gargoyle in it. It's like,
Right.
okay, you don't call the dude out. Who the fuck wrote? Oh, Kevin, fucking Calvin's an idiot. Fuck that. Like,
What's a roast culture, dude?
I actually blame Rotten Tomatoes for it because you go to their website and they almost do the thing that like has degraded journalism, where it's like, here's a headline. We know you're not going to click it, so good enough.
Sure.
And you go on there, it's like, rotten? What'd they have to say? Movie fucking sucks. Dude's illiterate.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Like, I guess I won't watch it. But I don't know. The other thing with horror movies, when somebody's a critic, and I'm air quoting, I don't half the time they're not even fucking watching these movies. I'm surprised that the dude paid attention to the inner titles in the film.
Yeah. It
Sorry,
is
Cal.
strange.
I have to rent. On the show we end up defending like micro budget or indie horror. Like honestly, I think any film there's value to like looking at it and learning from it. And I also tell people yin and yang, man. You got to watch bad shit to understand what you like and what you like about good stuff. And you have to have a wide palette. And I don't know why that bugged me. I don't know, like they put your name in it. We had a buddy who made a oh man, the Fear footage. Now everything about that film just rings like amateur or indie. And then, people come in with their guard down because they're like, man, this movie's going to be fucking stupid. And it terrifies people. Like literally, like people, there's comments all over the internet. People are like, I had to stop. I had to like come back in segments. I mean, we introduced it in a theater and there were people heckling the movie while it played who were like jumping out of their seat.
Yeah.
And the thing I don't like is that people don't walk away from watching The Room and
Yeah,
say
but the
like,
guy that was heckling literally wears a top hat on a regular
I know,
basis.
and he
is a
smuggles-
fuckhead.
Also, he smuggles in wine. So, yeah, he's a fucking weirdo.
Well, it's not hard to do. His belly is 2 canned hams.
See, but
stacked
now,
on top
okay.
of each other.
Now, if you were to mention his name, I'd have a problem with that.
His name is Top Hat.
No.
That's what we call it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm
Randy,
sorry.
leave this in.
I apologize for ranting on this topic, but it's like, dude, there's so many interesting people making interesting products. And then for a dude with a platform to sum it up in a sentence and just be like rude and clearly not giving the attention it needed. And fuck off, dude. What website was it? I'm gonna go in there and leave him a mean comment.
I'm sure it's on the IMDb with the critical reviews. It's one of those.
Also, fuck IMDb reviews. The dude.
Oh no, it's not. It's not on there. It's how you can find the list of websites that have reviews. Yeah, it's on there. It's not one of the user reviews. The user reviews are like everybody leaves a bad one if there's a user review.
Okay, good. I'm glad you get that. I mean, clearly, again, you fought your way into a podcast that told you no. I'm sure you can handle an IMDb. Dude, IMDb is probably the worst website to take a recommendation from.
Yes, I agree. I agree.
It's fucking terrible. There's like, I remember when Citizen Kane, Vertigo had passed up Citizen Kane as like the agreed upon best movie ever made.
Right.
And on IMDb, it had like a 6.4.
Right.
So, yeah, fuck them.
Yeah, but Shawshank's like a 9.8, man.
Yeah.
It's up. It's high. I feel like that in The Dark Knight. The Dark Knight was number one for a long time, I think.
On IMDb?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
But Calvin, you were talking about how important it is for your films to get a physical release. Are you a big collector?
Oh, I'm a huge collector. I have a room in my house that's just a movie room, just Blu-ray, DVD, and VHS tapes, just wall to wall. So yeah, I collecting is something that I've done since I was very, very young.
Now, why no Laserdisc?
No laser discs. I know. I wouldn't rule it out. I look for them when I'm out and about. But I don't have really a connection to them. VHS, I have a very strong connection to VHS.
How many VCRs you got?
I've got a couple. You can still buy them new. You can buy a DVD, VHS player and recorder too, so you can burn your VHS onto DVDs.
What
and
the
they're
fuck?
Yeah, it's like $30 on Amazon.
We gotta get one of those.
Oh, don't tell him that, Calvin.
Yeah, I know.
Look at what you've got.
We've got a oh my god, like first generation portable TV VCR combo.
Oh yeah.
That's
and
what, maybe 12 inches tops?
Yeah, and it weighs like 500 pounds.
Yes.
And
It's cool, though.
it comes with a carrying case that is made to be like cute, but it's not. And I've got 3 other VCRs downstairs. That one of them we have hooked up to the projector. But man,
I watched Fright Night on that thing. It was tight.
on which?
On that TV.
I don't know. So in the room we're in right now, we do we've kind of dedicated it to the podcast, and all of the physical media overflow has come in here. So it's a lot of VHS tapes, and because it kind of doubles as a guest room, like when we're done recording, I harass you to come down here and watch movies with us. You
Hell
be in
yeah.
this room, and there's a little like 8-inch the portable combo. For some reason, Clark will come in here to watch his Ninja Turtles live concert on that TV as opposed to doing it down on the projector.
Right.
I
'Cause
don't
it's cooler.
I don't know. I think you're in it for the wrong reasons, dude.
Don't judge me, bro.
You're in it for vanity. And Calvin, we got to get you going on the laser disc.
I know.
Tell me you find Akira the Criterion release and you're going to pass that up.
Right. Yeah, no. Not gonna pass it up.
Yeah.
What you got a number? What's your inventory?
You know, I don't keep it exact. Oh God, if I had to guess, I'm afraid of guessing too low. It's got to be over 1,000. It's got to be.
1,000 isn't bad.
Yeah, it's got to be over 1,000.
It can be tough to ballpark that.
Yeah.
Now, I got an app called My Movies. I'd hate to plug them because I feel like they could do so much more with this platform. But My Movies, did we pay for this? I think we did. It was like $1, right? It was $10. Oh my god.
Ooh.
Anyway, they have a barcode scanner, so you can go through and scan all the Blu-rays, DVDs, and you can manually input, I think, most VHS tapes because they clearly don't have a huge library of them.
Right.
But it's a good way to, like, I don't know, catalog everything, because I know once you start collecting and you hit that like 1,000 mark, you get out there to like a thrift store and you're like, do I own that?
Yes.
And then you come home and you're like, dude, I own 3 of them.
Right. Or you go, God, I swear I had this movie, but maybe I don't. Right.
Yep. And it was cheap. And then you go back and it's like, fucking Driller Killer's $80 on DVD now.
Right.
Which happened. I sold all my movies one time. It's a distant nightmare now. But I remember I went back to Amoeba. Amoebas are are you familiar with Amoeba?
Yeah. Yeah.
So we went back to the one on Hate, and I found my old copy that I think they gave me like $10 for.
Yeah.
Fucking $59.99.
Oh yeah.
I was like, am I really gonna buy this?
Now
back?
is that the bulky one with the red cover that's
Yeah.
got the porn he did?
Yeah, it is that
Okay.
one. That's numbered. Which, I mean, I'm sure
I
you
think
know
I've
now.
got that one.
All the boutiques now, like Vinegar Syndrome and shit, like, dude,
Mm-hmm.
they just do it so much better.
Yes.
So did you ballpark your number?
For my
Your
collection.
film. Yeah.
Oh gosh. I'm gonna say 1,500 to 1,700, maybe.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's an
That's a lot.
entire room's worth. I mean, it's just shelves on shelves, and then it's like I'm not counting because my grandma is full Japanese, and she lived in Japan until the 60s, and she had relatives that would send her movies, and they don't have the cases, they're just the DVDs. But when she passed away, I got all of those, and it's like I'm not counting those. If I was counting those, I mean, I have like a lot of overflow of shit. So, man, it's really tough.
Now, are
but
her films in Japanese?
They are.
Can you speak
And
it?
no subtitles. No, very, very little. Very little. Very little Japanese.
Damn. I wonder all the treasures in there.
I know. And I go through and I look at them, and there's like, there are people in my family who kind of know kana and kanji. There's ways of figuring out movies, and I'm a big Japanese movie fan. Especially like the Toho movies, the Godzilla movies are like huge for me. So sometimes I can recognize, like I can tell if it's a Toho movie, and then I can recognize an actor, and then I could go to their IMDb and find it.
Man,
There's ways of figuring it out.
Well, I mean, we live in San Francisco. Half the people out here speak Japanese.
Right.
They worship the goddamn culture. My sister, she was, yeah, she's working on linguistics major so she could be a translator into Japanese.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we gotta figure these movies out because I bet you got some gems in there.
Yes.
Do you think any of it's recorded off of television,
Some of it is, yeah.
dude?
Yeah, the Japanese like movie channel, there's obviously like we have like Encore and HBO and stuff like that. And then we have like Shudder, and they have stuff like that too. There's no commercials, but every now and then on certain DVDs there's like a little like break, and it's clearly like this animation for like the Samurai channel or something. Yeah.
The Ronin Network.
Yeah.
So, are you a big anime guy too?
I'm not. That's one that kind of escaped me. Once again, I wouldn't rule it out. Like I have my favorites that I was like freaky about, but
That's a good adjective.
yeah.
I'll tell you, I've ruled out anime. My life is free.
Yeah.
So
Wait, what are your freaky favorites?
Yu Yu Hakusho is my favorite.
No idea.
You've never? Oh, okay, man. I would recommend that one. I think it was like early '90s, I believe. But yeah, it's about a guy who is like an asshole, and then he dies, and he kind of gets a second chance as like a spirit detective. He can come back to life, but he can see. I think it plays a lot with like Shinto spirits and stuff like that, and he gets to come back to life and be like a detective for the afterlife. It's pretty cool.
Clark, you should be into that.
I do like that concept.
Yeah, a dick dies,
Yeah.
comes back as
And
a
then comes
spirit
back
dick.
as a spirit dick.
Yep.
Yeah, as a spirit dick. Yeah.
Yeah. Spirit dick. I like that.
Yeah, for a while I was trying to branch out into doing kind of like a, I don't know, more thoughtful approach to like anime, because we have so many friends out here who just like love it. Like we have the Cherry Blossom Festival in San Francisco, and I don't know, there's Fanime out here in San Jose, and people love it. And I remember talking to film programmers and being like, how come you don't do more anime programming? And I guess you have to pay per episode if you want to show a show. And they don't really love the feature in Japanimation, but like Perfect Blue and like Satoshi Kon's been getting a lot of love out here. And I don't know, I'd be interested in hearing some like heady breakdowns of those
Yeah.
narratives. Yeah, I don't know.
All right. Well, we'll wrap again. We're not going to try to match this 22 shots of. So before we wrap up here, so Calvin, you said you're in post production on Mutant Vampires from the Planet Neptune.
Yes, sir. Yes, I am. I'm currently in post production. I've got an assembly cut going. I think that as soon as I'm done working, as soon as I'm done acting in this movie that I'm doing right now, which is also, it's a comedy horror called Last Sleigh Ride.
Oh, I like
that
it.
I star in. It's got Eileen Dietz and Elisa Downing from We Are Still Here and The Girl on the Third Floor.
Oh, cool.
Oh, yeah.
That was awesome to do, by the way. I was really nervous to work with her. But I think that I should really have a good sense of where the movie is at. Mutant Vampires, probably in June. I think I'll probably hand it off to someone to do the music for. And should be coming out pretty soon. I have more faith in that one, I think, than I've had in any of my other films, which is always a good sign.
And it always trips me out. Me and Clark will sit here all day and be like, man, we got to do something. We got to make something. And then we have so many friends now through the podcast that are like these talented creative artists who just constantly rip their own work. And I don't know, they always turn out to be the most like honest and kind people. And Calvin, I don't know, man. Thanks for doing the show. And I actually have homework for you.
Okay.
You're an indie filmmaker,
Yes,
and
sir.
I can tell you know a lot of people out there. You probably and you're a fucking collector. If you find anything like an Amazon Prime gem or some weird fucking DVD somebody handed you at a convention,
Ooh.
please email me. If you
Okay.
think I should watch it, I'd love to because it's what we cover on here. And I feel like you're the type of dude who's got his ear to the ground.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so let me know what we should be talking about because when our show's produced by our guest, it's really at its best. You know what? That's our new slogan.
And Calvin, I give you no homework. I just go
Thank
out
you.
there, live a healthy life, be free and happy, and I support you all the way.
Oh, thanks, man. Thank you so much for having me on. This was
man,
great.
This was fun.
Yeah.
So cut out 22 shots of horror. They're 5 hours too long. We'll offer you 3 hours.
Just take
Okay.
21 shots of horror.
And I'll offer you a production job.
Okay.
That's what we should talk about. See, we're much better. We
That
beg
sounds
people to
great.
come on the show.
Right, and we spell our name correctly.
I know.
No fucking Z. Thanks, Calvin.
Thank you so much.